Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Lorelei Shamayo, and this is MeWe Fairs for energizing body, mind, heart, and soul. We host events throughout the Northwest and many online, and today we have one of our online panels. Today, the theme is connecting with your angels and guides. Ask your angels and guides. So we're going to be sharing insight from your angels and guides and helping you connect with your angels and guides tonight. There are 7 plus one of us on the panel. Oh yeah, how to pay. It's free to be here to listen and learn, and it's a small price to ask a question of the panel. Let me put that information right here in the chat again so you have easy access to it. And if you do want to ask a question, we request that you pay first. Please let us know that you've paid and we'll get you in line. There's PayPal and Venmo right in the chat. And if you need another way to pay, we can do that too. So we're going to have all the practitioners introduce themselves so you get to know who they are and what they do. And then we'll talk a little bit about the theme of asking your angels and guides. And then we'll be taking questions. All right. I think, and I'll say a few more things before we start answering questions to set the container. All right. Well, let's see. Tammy, if you want to jump in first, and I will, I'll time just two and a half minutes, everyone. And then if you go to like 2 minutes, just so you know to finish up, I'll just roll this cute little rock in here so you have an idea. All right, great. Go ahead, Tammy.
Right. I'm Tammy Joyful, Powered Living. So I'm a divine conduit. I share love messages, healing, and guidance. I like to assist you to live a more empowered life, to live authentically yourself, your being, find your true being inside and express that in the way that is perfect just for you. I provide spiritual guidance, anywhere from a session to a year-long mentorship program, teaching what I have learned along the journey of animal communication with my dog Harmony and mediumship. I do energy clearing and energy healing. I'm a Reiki master. And I like to help people align with source energy, to utilize that divine energy within. And so you can, we're on this healing journey, for our whole life. We're just continuing on our journey. So to continue that healing and transformation and stand in your power and move forward, one decision, one choice at a time. We just keep making choices and moving forward and asking our angels and guides. Hopefully we can answer your questions tonight regarding these angels and guides. And I think, that's it for now. We'll talk about angels and guides a little bit more later. So I'm again Tammy Joyful, Empowered Living. My website is tammyjoyful.com. And my email is tammyjoyfulguidance@gmail.com. So we'll talk to you again a little bit more about angels in a little bit. Thanks a lot.
And I think everyone on the panel has a special. So Tammy's special is in the chat too. Remember, if you said it, it's $40 for a 30-minute session, which is 40% off. All right, Brooke.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Brooke Bucci, and my energy healing business is Journey with Brooke, and you can find me at journeywithbrooke.com. I am a multidimensional energy healer and shamanic journey practitioner. I am also a midwife. I've been a midwife for the last 12 years, a nurse for about 20 years. I have assisted about 1,100 families in welcoming their babies earthside. A few years ago, I was feeling quite restricted and constricted from the healthcare industry and wanting to branch out. I thought it was going to be just attending birthing babies for the rest of my life. And I was drawn to expand my practice and in a more impactful way, assisting people working that are in looking for spiritual and energetic support on their awakening journey. And so in this way, I believe I am a support for a midwife to the soul, assisting you in the birthing and rebirthing process as you go through, and the death and rebirth process as you go through your awakening process, as all of us go through our awakening process. As we know, it's not one and done. We're not in bliss and then done. You know, we are constantly now on this spiral where there's more and more layers of healing to be done. And so I work with a lot of people that are drawn to me are often those working with trauma from childhood, sexual trauma, also birth trauma. And I also work with a lot of people that are dealing with infertility, those wanting to connect with souls that they're wishing to bring in and conceive. Also working with inner child wounding and healing, and doing sacred womb healing work as well. So I'm very excited as we talk about angel teams tonight, working with our angel teams. I have a lot of experience in this. It is a lot of what I do, and so I'm really excited to share that with you. I do have an event special. I normally have $165 for my 75-minute session, and tonight it's with the coupon code that's in the chat, $99. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks so much, Brooke. Yes, so Brooke's info's in the chat. And Dovelight, you get to go next.
Good evening, everybody. My honor and blessings to be in your presence. My name is Dovelight from DovlightOracle.com, and I'm just a regular person because sometimes I cry, sometimes I laugh, sometimes I feel happy, sometimes I don't feel happy, and I also want to get angry, and that's okay. But in those moments, you can just have the freedom to understand that we are multidimensional. We have divine light, we have divine love. Every single one of us have the ability to tap into that energy, because part of my journey was to trust and reconnect with that part within me. I was able to gain some awareness of how to help others. While I'm still working on that, every single type work that I offer, like my readings, which I generally love, and I love being on helping and serving people, the past life regression, the ancestral, the life, bringing your soul back to your body, crystal extraction with the bogle, or the compassionate clearing the cords, shamanic journey, connecting with your energies, spirit guides, everything is related to the work of the divine, to the work of the angels, to the work of above, not because they're better or worse than us, but it's the support system that we all have as a divine right. And I love this topic, and I'm being very grateful and honored in this lifetime to be able to open my heart to allow this divine love. We all have the right to it. We don't need to earn it. And that's part of the work that I do. I've been a vessel, a servant through the divine, through the angels, to the high consciousness spirits to do this type of work. And this is the type of work that I'm offering you today. And I can help you. And I'm offering a code, it's called ANGEL, for a 40% discount any healing session of choice in my website, DovlightOracle.com, or any reading or any type of communication. And yeah, basically that's it. I usually trust the spirit. Just allow the people who come for me for readings or for sessions to just, because I feel like we're aligned, like spirit send them to me. Like I don't really have to look for people or to ask you, oh, come do this. It's usually the surprise and the trust that we all have something to offer. Sometimes we don't see it, but the divine see the soul and the angel within us. So thank you, everybody, and see you soon.
Thank you so much, Dovelight. Audrey's next.
Hello, everybody. My name is Audrey Lee. I love being here. Thank you so much for having me. In light of today's topic, talking with the spirit and the angels, the guides, I want to share just a little bit about my background. I was born on the day of the typhoon, and typhoon is like tornadoes or, just a stormy day. And so ever since very young, I felt that I had this privilege of talking with the wind, the sky, the clouds, or I would see rainbows in the sky, and that would mean something that happened on our earthly plane. And then from that point on, as I grew older, I also felt like I could always understand other people's thoughts or meaning. Therefore, I'm a very good communicator. I help people communicate with their own family, their friends, their higher spirits. And when I'm sitting down with somebody, it's as if all of us are sitting together at a round table, just having tea, talking about their misunderstanding, and whether that is their friend and family or the spirit teacher, the mentor, angels, or past loved ones, family members, and all of that. So I just feel that my life journey has been very interesting because of all of these, almost like a fairy tale, or just a spirit garden kind of energy. That I was able to travel very far to talk to all kinds of people, or that they are that they're very kind to come and share the experience, like grandma, somebody's grandmother, somebody's sister, somebody's mermaid, the angel, or somebody. So I look forward to sharing my experience with you, and of course, finding you your spirit guide. I can be found at audreyleemetaphysics.com. And I also do other things like astrology, numerology, tarot cards, just as a side aid. But always the communication, talking with the spirit, talking with your higher self is very, very important. It's a most important thing. So let's get on with that today. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Audrey. Next, we'll hear from Dana.
Hi, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Dana Hirsch, and my website is www.danahirsch.com. I have an intuitive consulting and healing practice, and I'm really passionate about helping people connect with their own clarity, their inner guidance, move through blocks, and ground in truth. And so I work with folks in a number of ways. I have one-on-one work with intuitive readings, and I tune into my own guidance and your guides as well to see any number of topics that can come through to help you move through blocks and tune into the authenticity of yourself. And I also do sound baths. For a long time, I've been lover of music and passionate about learning different instruments. And so I've been playing the flute since I was 6 years old. And that led into an exploration of how I can tune into the subtle frequencies of the sound of the flute and other instruments. And so nowadays I write songs with messages that come through and share that in my sound baths. And I also teach workshops and courses on how to create intuitive skills and to make decisions from an empowered place. And so often, often the things that we're struggling with ourselves as practitioners and that we spend time working through are the things that we wind up helping people with. And so I've spent a lot of time exploring what to do when I feel completely halted by not knowing what to do with a decision, or feeling blocked around my intuition, or feeling, lots of doubt and lack of confidence. And so I've developed some different tools and techniques to access this inner system of guidance and the inner compass, and really fun practices that I like to share with everybody and empower people how to include the whole thing into the decision-making process, including body wisdom and intuition, not just our intellect and rational decisions. So my offering today for this event is a 40% discount on a reading with me, and you can find that on my website. The special code is MeWeSpecial. Thanks.
Great, thanks so much, Dana. And next we'll hear from Lynn and Lauren.
Hi, my name is Lynn Larkin, and I've been a psychotherapist for over 30 years and a Reiki master for 20 years, and now transitioning into doing more channeling. I'm also a sound healer and began channeling spontaneously in 2005. I'm a conscious channeler. The words, sounds, and energies come through my body. I'm not totally unconscious, but I'm kind of in the background somewhere, and I can just allow the energy to flow. And so the group I channel, a group of multidimensional beings who are my guides and go by the name of Lauren. And they utilize humor, toning, light language, all to help in your personal transformation. They're open to any questions, and their intention is to help us to remove blocks, connect to the truth of who we are, and that we are divine beings of love who create our lives as humans. And so I'm happy to have Lauren help share their wisdom with each of you today. And I also offer group sessions, and I've got one coming up on the solstice, June 21st, and it is by donation only. And if you're interested, you can email me at transformationalchanneling@gmail.com, or you can look at my website, www.transformationalchanneling.com, to find out more information. And I'm also offering another special if you want to just get a taste of what Lauren has to offer, a 15-minute session for $25. And in that 15 minutes, it can either be answering a question of something that's important to you, or it can be light language, energy, and just working on shifting your energy around a specific topic. Look forward to joining you all tonight.
Great. Thanks so much. And both Dana and Lynn are joining us in one of our events for the first time, I believe. We are also hoping to be joined tonight by Estrella Gonzalez, who does tarot reading and archetypal astrology, natal chart breakdowns. Her website is somaticstar.com. That's somatic-starr.com. We're hoping that she'll join us. I've texted and hopefully she'll make it. It would be her first time too. And then I'm Lorelei Shamayo. I'm an intuitive eye reader, body psychology coach, and matchmaker. I read your eyes, read your soul, and I answer questions about your soul, your purpose, your pathway, your lessons. I love to answer questions about people in your life. You show me photos of other people. I love to connect you with others for whatever you're up to. It could be roommates or friends or someone that you want to hire to work with, a business partner or a romantic partner in matchmaking. I love to connect people for soulmates, so they both feel fulfilled and grow each other in the context of the relationship, so they express more and more of their purpose and who they are in the world. You can reach out to me for a free drop-in dating coaching matchmaking group session, or I also have a free 20-minute mini session that I do. So information on that's in the chat, and I also have all kinds of upcoming classes and events. Some of my drop-in groups are listed, and then I also do Start and Grow Your Intuitive Business drop-in with Lisa. I think all that's in the chat now. Oh, and we're going to do, we've been doing metaphysical singles miggles in person at the MeWe fairs, and we're going to do one online, and I'm making it free. So it may be some huge event. We have no idea what it's going to be. People will be in breakout rooms. I give you lists of questions that you can ask each other as a way of going deeper and connecting more authentically with new people. They might not be the people that you want to date. They might not be the right gender and age and all those things. And it's an opportunity to connect with others that are more conscious. I think the most important thing in a partner is that you're similar consciousness. So that's coming up just on next Tuesday, June 20, and I guess right in time for solstice, right? So in the so day before solstice, we're going to have a metaphysical singles mingle online. Well, so that's me. You can find out more at intuitiveeyereading.com or matchmakingsoulmates.com. And I'm so excited to be here on this panel. And it's an opportunity for me to just sit a little more back because the theme is not my specialty. So we're now going to talk about the theme. And I just want to make sure Estrella is not here somewhere. I haven't seen Estrella yet. All right, I don't think so. I'm going to text again. All right, well, so let's talk about today's theme. Asking your angels and guides. So everyone on the panel, we're going to just set the stage a little bit more about the theme, and then we'll be diving into questions. We've got, I'll set the container a little bit and dive in. I know we've got at least one in line, and we might have a second question that came in. So, and yeah, all kinds of puppies and other kinds of other doggies and creatures are joining us today. It's great. We can go in the same order. We can also skip and come back. And if you think of something else you want to share, and actually, anyone, do you think of anything else you want to share just about you and your background right now from hearing everyone else share? We can do that first. Just anything else about your background, and then I'll talk about angels and guides. Okay, well, let's just go into angels and guides. So Tammy, I guess we'll start with you and just go around again. Yeah, and maybe after a minute or so, maybe minute and a half, I'll just do this. But again, finish your sentence and yeah. All right, great.
Sounds good. It's great to be here. Again, I'm Tammy, Joyful Empowered Living. Excuse me. And So, you know, we're going to answer your questions tonight regarding communicating with angels and guides. And so as a child, I did feel angels around me. As a young adult, I had, you know, then what I called a strong intuition, gut feeling, which, you know, now I consider messages from my angels and guides. And there were many times as a young adult that I could have listened more closely to what they were trying to tell me. And because of ancestral patterns and collective programming, I would do the opposite or something different than what they were trying to get across to me. I was and still am quite stubborn, very independent, and I find it difficult to ask for help. So communicating with my angels and guides has helped me to trust myself more, to feel more peaceful, to have more compassion, to feel worthy, and to ask for help. So, you know, after many, many times of throughout the years of pulling the Oracle card, have you asked your angels for help with this? That was always my reminder to ask for help. Because, and I've done much work in clearing those ancestral patterns and collective programming to be completely and totally independent, which was very strongly implanted in me. So they've also helped clear those things. I am getting better at asking for help from my angels and guides and from people too. Do I still forget sometimes and get stubborn and refuse? Yes. So Tammy Joyful Guidance at gmail.com. Thanks.
Thanks so much, Tammy. All right, Brooke.
Hi, I'm Brooke Bucci again. And so I want to share a pre-birth vision, intuition I have a personal experience of. I have a memory of a time before pre-manifestation, before I came into my mother's womb, of preparing an experience of being prepared to come to Earth as a highly sensitive being that was empathic, that I was going to be feeling things deeply and profoundly, and that there was going to be a choice for me to experience some deep feelings of discomfort and pain in this lifetime to come into my healing nature. And I have a memory of a team being around me, an angelic team, including guardian angels and also soul members, soul family members around me, energetically imprinting and infusing within me the power of memory, to remember when I came down on this earth, to remember the truth of the light that I was. And so I did not do a lot of angelic work in my healing work until about a year ago, when I both had this clear memory, and I also read the book Hiring the Heavens, which I strongly recommend. It's a very simple, straightforward book about how the angelic realms are very much available at all times to assist us, that they are waiting to be hired, but we have to ask. That is a rule, I'll just say a law of spirit and nature, and that I perceive and have the intuition that this angelic team that was with me beforehand remains with us. And I have encountered this in working with others as well, that there is this team ready at all times to assist us in creating what we desire on this earth. And so the last thing I'll just say is that we as humans, our job is to follow the joy and figure out what it is we want, be in our energetic vortex of desire and happiness and love, and in the vibration of what we desire. And it is up to us to turn it over to our angels, to the support of the universe, for them to coordinate it. We don't need to worry about that part. And so I'll wrap up there and just am eager to discuss this more with everybody tonight. Thanks.
Thanks so much, Brooke. All right, I think we were at Dovelight next.
Ya la encontré en mudo. Okay, I'm not here no more. I'm very honored and grateful for your words. And also Tammy say something so beautiful that was channeling right away when we start this meeting. Many of us has grown up being very independent, or, I mean, if you have the blessing to have support growing up, blessed for you. But many of us have grown up trying to do the best independent we can be, because when we ask for help, nobody give it to us, or perhaps there were not people who support us. So we create this kind of protection and boundary when we feel, what are we gonna even ask if nobody asked to help me before? If we have that in a conscious level, like an understanding, of course we're not gonna ask something that's ethereal, that we cannot physically touch. It's gonna be harder, but please know that the same way that inside your body, your cells are working together to make tissues, your immune system is working together, your system, there's a universe within you, and your body, it's part of your family, and your family, the community, and this world as a one cell, it's part of the galaxy. We are never meant to be alone. We have this gift of individuality illusion, but we are not meant to be alone. And when you ask the angels for help, because they are in the divine, they have the infinite, totality of possibilities, things that you have not been being aware. Perhaps they can help you manifest what you heart truly love or you want in ways that you couldn't even imagine, because they have the open perception, because they don't have in the physical world. So it's having the best of both worlds, because you get to experience life in your human perspective, the gift of being human, but at the same time, you always have this connection with the divine. However, we have to be able to ask for help, because when we come to this planet, we come to progress, to expand, to master love. And there are certain soul contracts that we sign up to pass through it for certain reasons. And so we get some evolving. And I just wanted to say that not even an angel or archangel can break a soul contract if you choose to do so. So please don't believe that the angels didn't want to help you, or they weren't there for you. Where was my angel? Where was God when this horrible thing happened? It wasn't like that. They were the light who were supporting you to move forward. Okay, my stone is there. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Dovelight. Audrey's next.
Thank you. So about 5 to 8 years ago, I worked at a famous metaphysical bookstore in Southern California. It's called the Psychic Guy Bookstore. And when I walked in there, they have many Persian rugs all over the walls and the floor. And to me, all the intricate designs on the rugs represent portals, like thousands of portals at that place, magical place. And so it was very easy for me to connect with all kinds of spirits in that kind of a working environment. One time I had this gentleman that came in, and we talked for a little while. He says, please tell me about the spirit guide of me. And he says, who are you talking to? And then so I described to him this lady standing next to me. She's got very tall, long, beautiful turquoise dress. And, after a little bit of description, he rolled up his sleeve and he showed me a tattoo on his forearm. And he says, oh, that's my lady. That's my mermaid on my forearm. So that was, that was so much the description, the same description of the lady standing next to me. So I know that I connect with a lot of spirits. And I'm always very grateful that they come to give me that confirmation. I'm very grateful that they are even willing to come in to talk to me, because they could be sleeping, they could be in a meeting, in intergalactic, some kind of meeting, right? So, but I'm always very honored that they will come and spend a few minutes to answer some questions. So hopefully today I will also get in touch with your spirit and we will talk about things. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Audrey. Next is Dana.
So I'm called to share about a moment that I had that was really impactful, that kind of for the first time really tuned me into the awareness of, wow, guides are a real thing. And I was living in Argentina. I spent about 8 years there, and this was in the beginning of my time there. And I was just kind of in this like really positivity space of connecting with synchronicities and kind of feeling that momentum. And one thing was taking me to the next, and I was, kind of getting this sense of what to do. And in hindsight now, I can see that it was guides coming through and pointing me in these directions. But I was just kind of following the thread, following my heart. And I wound up finding a Kundalini yoga teacher who I later did a translation for her book for children, Yoga with Children. And she went and saw a reader who connects with guides, and she suggested that I go see them. And so I went to go visit them, this woman, and she had a book that she had written on guides sitting on the table. And I picked up the book and just opened it up to a page, and it said, I don't remember the exact words, but it said something to the effect of, guides are here with us. They rarely incarnate into a physical form, but sometimes they do to give us messages. And I'm like, that's interesting. And we had the session, and she pointed out a couple particular things about my numerology, saying that I'm an 8 and my partner at the time was a 9, and some other points that kind of resonated with me at the time. And so right after that, I went to a gem store because she suggested to get amethyst to protect the energy field. And excuse me, I walk into the gem store and I'm looking at the stones. It's just me and the 2 women behind the counter. And all of a sudden the door bursts open, and this person, this being comes in like with so much exuberance, and he looked like he was right out of Lord of the Rings. He was this tiny guy, and he was like, look at these gems, life is a gem, and you are an 8 and he is a 9. And I'm just trying to take in the whole thing. And then he leaves. And so just to close up this story, I looked to the women behind the store at the counter and I said, did you see that? That was odd. And they go, who? And so that was when it was like, ding, okay, we have lots of support in many realms. And so I'm excited to be here with you all and share more about that later.
Great, thank you so much. I appreciate you all sharing stories. Lynn is next.
So I checked in with Lauren, considering they're my guides. I thought that was good to see what they had to say about this. And similar to what Brooke was saying, the big thing they were just stressing was that the guides and angels are always there, and it's just important that we ask. And I just want to read something word for word what they said. That calling upon them brings in the intention for you to receive their assistance. Through that intention, it is easier to take in their assistance, even though they are always there to assist you. Having the intention and the request from them allows them to help you in ways you may not notice otherwise. So it is good to call upon them for assistance. And I think another important part is in your questions to be specific and be clear. I know when talking with Lauren, different people, bring up different kinds of questions, and one's like, when will I meet my soulmate? Usually, there's not much for them to go with. They'll give a vague answer there. So depending on if you ask something more deeply internal, like what do I need to do to remove blocks to meeting my soulmate? Then they're able to give a much more expanded message there for you. So I think the important part is, be clear on your intention, be specific with your questions, and just keep asking, knowing that your spirit guides and angels are always there around to help you.
Great. Anyone else have anything they want to share about? So anything you want to share about yourself or about the topic? Any little bits of stories, anything that you want to share about the topic? Anything like that before we start diving into questions? Go ahead, Dovelight.
You don't need to be a saint to ask the angels of the help of the angel. My Spanglish is going up. Unconditional love, divine love, it is what it is. Period. Done. It is your birthright. It is not the way that we relate in the human realm. When we learn, we make mistakes, we learn from them, we get wisdom, we get hurt, we don't, which is the way that we learn here. And that's the way that it was given to us. Hopefully we will be more mindful to not do it so much, but divine love is divine love. It's unconditional love. It's the frequency of divine love, period. You don't need to be a saint. You don't need to have their life perfect or not make any mistake or whatever you want to call it. Divine love, they will always help you. They will always be there for you if you're willing to open to listen. It's like any relationship. You have to ask them and then you have to listen. And by listening, that means allow yourself whatever meditation practice or whatever any practice whatsoever that will put you in a place of calmness or quietness or contemplation, so you're able to receive the answer. It's not like we're going to go, is that a sign from spirit? No. Wait, is that a sign from spirit? No. It doesn't work like that. It comes natural. It comes from the soul. So it's like fluidity. It flows. I just wanted to honor that. So please, let's start asking for the help for our angels. And hopefully we will be able to see ourselves the way that they see us, because it's amazing the way they see us, the potential that we have as a soul. Thank you all.
Thank you, Dove Light. Tammy?
Just wanted to add that, when we do ask for help, we always get an answer. It may or may not be what we want to hear. And it's always our decision what we do with that information and how we follow that information. So to ask and surrender the attachment to the results, which Brooke and somebody else had said, we have to surrender those attachment to how it's going to be answered. We have to make the decision of what we want to do. We gather the information around us, and we gather the information and we make our decision, our sovereign selves. And so we and discern for ourselves what steps we're going to take. So I just wanted to add that a little bit. Thanks. My opinion.
Great. Yeah, thank you. Anyone else? Some things to share, giving context for the night. Go ahead.
Sorry, there was one other thing I was supposed to say. It feels like someone needs to hear that has a little encouragement to be on one of these panels. So to just do it, to show up and allow. So whoever's out there that is supposed to kind of, is supposed to step up and be with us on here and answer questions, and just do it. Just do it and allow what comes through. You don't have to be perfect. We're not perfect. I'm not perfect. We just show up. The biggest part is showing up. So thanks.
That's great. And if anyone wants to have a training panel where you get more support and it's a little shorter of a panel, I'm happy to schedule one of those to get you on and get you that extra support as you step in. Anyone else? Anything else? Okay. Well, let's see. So as we get started to take questions, one thing is that this is a great opportunity to practice opening to your intuition. So I recommend that you have something to scribble with, draw with, write with. You might use your less common hand, see what comes through. But the point is that anything that shows up, if you scribble and take notes and draw, you might find out that what comes through you is similar to what we share. It's just an opportunity to get confirmation that we're tapping into the same thing. So confirmation that you're connecting to your intuition and your messages. Of course, you might have something come through you that would be valid and applicable to the person asking a question, and we happen to not mention it. If you want to check that out, we appreciate it if you would hold it and wait until we're done answering someone's question. And then if you want, feel free to private chat them and ask them if they'd like to hear what came through you. And please honor whatever they share. It's possible that they'll feel full and just not want any more right now, and trust that it came through you for another reason. We encourage you to open to learn from all that's asked and all that's answered, whether or not you ask a question. And then if you ask a question all the time when you're working with anyone, and particularly when it's a public format, we're recorded and we're getting posted online. When you ask a question, if we go deeper than you want us to go in this format, or we talk about topics you don't want us sharing about here, that's okay. Please let us know. Feel free to give us guidance in the beginning or interrupt us and give us guidance if we wander in a direction you don't want us to be as we answer. All right. Well, let's see. So, and it's optional to come up on the panel, to come up on the spotlight and ask your question personally. We'd love you to do that. And yes, specific questions that are just about you, the same kinds of questions you would ask sitting with a practitioner just for a private interaction. Those are really the best things, the most fun things for us to answer. And it's a way that you can usually provide the most like learning opportunity for yourself and for others. So please let us support you. Please ask whatever you're willing to share. And we've got Shelly that's jumped in to go first. I know Shelly shared a little bit in chat. I'm pulling it open so I can see it in the notes. Let's see. Yeah. So Shelly, if you want to come up here with us, we'd love to have you up here. And if you, great. It looks like we just need your video on. Okay, great. And I'm going to bring you right up here.
Hi, everyone. How are you all?
Great. We feel great being here. I know we'd love being here with you. What's your question?
Thank you. My question is, I'm interested in so many things. I'm an astrologer, an intuitive astrologer. I'm a retired nurse and midwife. I am an intentional creative artist. And I left nursing before COVID. And so I'm adjusting to a different pace. And it feels foreign. It feels like I'm not being as productive as the woulda, coulda, shouldas. I know I'm not doing that to myself, but so the pacing is different and the direction is unclear. So I asked, and I did get a response. I put out a request for, or I stated actually out loud that I was an international astrologer, which is true. I have a couple clients out there. And Spirit sent me a lady from Italy that within a week, a new client. And so that was a nice confirmation. But I would like to know which direction, I guess, to go in to develop more income.
Great, great. Oh, and let's see, those of you that are newer here, it's best if you can raise your hand in Zoom to let me know that you're ready to answer a question. It's on reactions. It's the long bar underneath like this, raise hand, that stays up. And then you get about 2.5 minutes to answer. And then I'll let you know just when you're getting 2.5 minutes, and then feel free to finish up your thoughts. And yeah, and maybe while people are waiting, I'll say, Shelly, so one thing that occurs to me is that 2 of your talents, I think, well, maybe all 3 of your talents, it might be love, efficiency, and knowledge. Maybe knowledge is first. So knowledge is absorbing information to build knowledge and share knowledge. So you want to do something where you can continue to learn, where like working with a client, it feels like a juicy puzzle. And then yes. I think in terms of adapting to the pace, efficiency, I have this too. It's very grounded and practical and loves to be in action moving forward. It loves to multitask. And so shifting from spinning all these plates to not is probably a big thing. And then you probably also have the love talent. So you want deep personal connections with people. And so doing individual sessions definitely seems like a good way to go. Not that you can't do work like this in a group, but that you want to have enough one-on-one work or work where you're writing or teaching or something that you're in an area that you feel comfortable with, as opposed to, you know, and teaching, it's maybe, well, you can hold the ground for the whole group, but not as easily maybe the social flow of the whole group. So having groups and one-on-one, having enough of that.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah, so probably a great teacher. All right, we've got Brooke, Dovelight, and Audrey in line. Oh, Brooke.
Oh, Shelly, sister, it's interesting how much we have in common, and my time of feeling challenged with the healthcare industry really happened during and through COVID, and it was not that I didn't want to continue to assist families and women in that birth process, but I just knew that I could not sustain the level of intensity within the healthcare system within the hospital, and so it was a year of deciding it was time to leave, and then taking that leap. And so I left, and I'm living in a camper van, and so what I wish to speak through to, and what is coming through is that we as a collective are being asked, and it is time for rebirth of the divine feminine on planet Earth. And that is not a gendered statement. So we all carry divine feminine and divine masculine. And yes, many of those born into female bodies are leading this way, but it is certainly not only females that are doing so. And one way we are being asked to do that is to allow our inner wisdom and our unique gifts to emerge out of us. In this world where we were very much taught to allow them to emerge out of the mental space in this 24-hour cycle, which is very much a masculine cycle, where a feminine cycle is often a 28-day monthly cycle. And so we have been living in a world that asks us to perform constantly. And so as I have shifted more into this space, and I would have, considered myself embodying the feminine all of my life, but I had learned to function in this very patriarchal world that we have lived in for the last thousands of years. And it's been very challenging going into the unknown and going into the quiet and allowing things to emerge rather than planning them from the mental space. And so, but it takes time in this process and allowing it to emerge. I already know, that when we try to push through and force it, it's not going to unfold as easily as we are sitting in the quiet with our intuition and allowing it to unfold. I do have more to share, but my time is up now, and we'll let others share, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Spot on, Brooke. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Brooke. Yeah, we can come back. And this is why the practitioners all have specials. So if you want, you can go deeper with them too. All right, we've got Dovelight, Audrey, Tammy. Sorry, Zoe, it's not a time to chat. If you could please stay in the audience, that would be helpful. All right, we've got Dovelight next.
Okay, first of all, we would love to honor and bless you to be here. You are what we call an earth angel. It is the part of you, your heart to be of service, your heart to serve others, your vibration, your energy, that come to a place where everything that you have given out is going to go back to you one way or another, because everybody can be a nurse, but somebody who has the heart to care for others, to bring that vibration where it's needed the most, you are such an earth angel, and you deserve to be healthy. You deserve to have financial freedom. You have to have everything that you want. You just have to believe it. We have to take responsibility for our actions, which means that perhaps you might not have the same income right now that you might have as a nurse with a stable job and a stable this. So we have to start learning this as a new adventure. There is telling me that we have to switch the feelings of being defeated, because there is a high possibility that you might self-sabotage any new income coming if you still carry this energy that, oh, I'm not working full-time job, I'm not sweating it, I'm not getting hard, I'm not getting stressed for my money, so maybe I don't deserve it. And we live in a world of vibration. This is in a subconscious level. When a conscious level, everyone to be rich, please give me money, in a good way. But in a subconscious level, we sometimes feel, when we feel guilty and when we feel like we're not doing enough, that's how we block it. We close the energy for the people who we can actually help. So in this case, the recommendation will do your own justice. Let's work on our belief around money, and it is safe to earn a good income by doing something that you love without stressing yourself out. You are meant to be a teacher. You're meant to be guiding people. You're meant to be working on that. Everything that you work through as a nurse, through the care system, you learn a lot of wisdom that is going to share in the spiritual world as a balance, because there is nothing more spiritual than being a human. And when you were a nurse helping all these people, you were generally being a human. You're going to receive signs from heaven. Please do not feel defeated before a final outcome. It's just that you have this nurturing energy and they want you to go deep within. This is not a cliche. They want you to go to have a grounding meditation practice when you can go back and trust, go back and connect to yourself. Perhaps there are truths that you've been avoiding about the situation, and we need to take them out. We need to express them so they can be released. So we can start bringing in new belief about money, belief of your career, business you're going off. There is not only the aspect of astrology. We trust the divine is going to help us, but you are meant to be a teacher of some sort. So the recommendation will be studying about marketing, posting something on TikTok, on YouTube, putting yourself out there. These are things that you are, if you choose to do so, if it resonates, you have to start learning. Not because you're going fishing for clients, it's just because it's going to take you out of your comfort zone, and it's going to help you to network with other people. So bless you to you, and I definitely see a big future and a big new path where you want to be pushed out of your comfort zone, but for your highest good. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Dove. I love you.
I love you.
Thank you, Dove White. Next, we've got Audrey.
Thank you. Okay, so hi, Shelly. The energy that comes through me is a male, very large essence. It's as if he is this chunky, like a bossy kind of or that he would like to think of himself as the ruler or the manager. So anyway, that's the kind of energy that came through me. And he says that he is here to help you with this particular task of managing financially your world, or understanding the purpose of where you're going. And he says that you ask a very, very clearly thought out question, like, oh, I've been doing astrology, maybe part-time or semi full-time for a while. And he says that's because there was a purpose for that. Because whatever your consideration was, like, oh, I don't want to do this for a living, or I'm doing this other thing for a living. So the kind of consideration is still kind of the same, is still consistent. And then so as you are moving forward, you probably will get into something else again. And there's something else that I see has to do with a lot of people connection. And also some traveling probably, so I feel that you will either go over there, travel there, move there, or do whatever, and meet a lot of people, but you will keep your astrology on the side. So far, that is the kind of image I'm seeing. And his encouragement is to say that you can continue to be skeptical, picky and choosy about your career identity. That's fine. But you want to search for something else that will add the joy into your life, which is what you've always wanted to do. So that is what he's showing me.
Thank you, Miss Audrey.
Thank you.
Thank you, Audrey. Tammy's next, and then Dana and Lynn.
Hi, Shelly. So the first thing I heard was build your confidence, to just do something each day to build your confidence, or do something courageous each day, or something that, or maybe not even each day, but just to step into those things that feel hard and feel a little bit difficult, and start out slowly and just keep building up to something that feels more difficult and more difficult, to build your confidence in what you want to do. And the slow pace, I can relate to that. It's very difficult to slow down to. Sometimes it feels like you're, totally stagnant, or even going backwards sometimes. So to just stay in the now moment, and to glow, and with the new energy that's here, I believe the slower we go, the more that happens. So to kind of keep that in mind too. You don't have to be the busy, like you used to be. So go slow, more happens is what I was hearing. And I heard rest. You need a lot of rest. And it's okay. Your resting time is productive. The resting time is productive. And to allow, and other people were saying that too, to allow. And I do see you in the spotlight. So that was fun. I see you, up in the spotlight eventually. And then I felt a choking feeling, to like something holding you back, to journal, what is holding me back? And some key things, what's holding me back, key journaling point, and another journaling point of what does my soul want me to know? And again, I heard follow the joy also. And then the refired, you use that word refired. And
Yes.
to define that, if we have time here now, if you could
define
that.
I actually was journaling yesterday and today about my voice, and it is a karmic issue this lifetime to find my voice, and I am a teacher, and so refirement rather than retirement. And so do you understand? Yeah, I'm just, I have never thought that I would stop working because what I do does bring me joy. Yeah.
I keep to dig into why you call it that too. I'm not sure why, but to dig into why you call it that, and what you really mean by that, and maybe redefine it, or decide what story you want to tell. Decide what the new is. To your new direction, and to, as you're writing it out and as you're dreaming, like different dreams or different directions you could go, and see, write out one direction and see how that feels, and another day write out a different direction of a different dream you could follow, or things like that, and see how each feels.
Great. Thank you.
Thanks. You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks, Tammy. Next, we've got someone just popped off. Is it Dana or is it someone else? Okay, maybe it's Dana.
That was me.
I saw the hands just moved. Okay, great.
Hi, Shelley. Nice to see you.
Hello.
So I closed my eyes to go in and get the guidance. So what was coming through for you is that you were asking about the direction, and I'm hearing that there's an interim phase first where the direction is here. And I don't know what that brings up for you, but the direction is right here. And so I kind of see this time of incubation from following your long career of efforting, working hard, also because you love the work that you do, right? But there's this kind of theme or tone of really having to push yourself beyond what might be healthy and in order to serve. And so now moving into what's coming, it requires this incubation period to really be with yourself in the ways that you weren't able to when you were constantly going. And so there were things that I'm seeing you were kind of just maybe unconsciously even putting on the back burner, this there, that there, to kind of forge forward. And I'm hearing like being driven by the clock, being driven by the demand. And so there's so much available for you in the pause, in this, and you could think of it as a gestation for your own being and your own soul. And I see that smile come through as I say that. And so noticing, just starting to get curious about what were some of those things that I put on the back burner, and let it come forward. Let the interest, the curiosity, the joy motivate you, and be with that, be with it here before the next phase, right? So you don't have to think about right now, how am I going to turn this into something that's going to be my business or money? I'm hearing the importance of just pausing and letting it show itself to you without you putting pressure on what it has to become. And when you follow that genuine curiosity and joy, that naturally opens up to this next phase, which is, as people are saying, the themes here, teaching more outreach to larger groups of people, and using a lot of the skills that you've gained from your past, but in a different way. And so I'm hearing for this future way, there's more of this like easeful connection. And one last thing I'll say here, I don't know if Lorelei, did you already show the time for me to wrap up?
I haven't, no, but you're getting close and I should be doing this now. So go ahead and finish up your,
Oh, well, there we go. All right, well, feels like that was a lot of information already, so we'll close there for now.
Well, I thank you, and I shall remain paused with pregnancy of possibilities. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Great. All right. And we've got Lynn next, Lynn and Lauren.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and let Lauren speak. And sometimes they are quiet or make different sounds, and just to know that that's a time something's going on energetically, and it's good to just kind of check inside. And the energy shifting can happen for those in the audience as well. So everyone just can just be aware. All right, lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, we are liking to be here. It is something new and different, and we are thinking it is a fun time for all. Yes, beautiful energy, a fun time for all. All right, back to business here. So what we would like to say to you, Shelley, is that you are a lovely, lovely being, very lovely, yes. And you are at a time when you are making a transition, and that transition is in your energy field, and while you're making that transition, you are needing more rest and more just relaxing fun time. So we would say, trust things are moving forward and you are going in the right direction, but this is a time of rest for you. So use it for that, and allowing yourself to be moving at a slower pace, and know that that is what's best for you. No, that's what's best for you. That's what's best for you. That you are creating this time for you to shift in this energy vibration, and then you will come back stronger in your work. You'll come back in a different place at a different level, and yes, so that will be good. That will be good. That will be good. All right, and we would just then end with saying, know that you are loved. Know that you are loved. Know that you are loved.
Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you, Lynn and Lauren. All right, practitioners, any other bits you want to share with Shelley before we finish?
Thank you, Lorelei. Yeah, lots of, there are 12 houses in the astrology chart, and I think you hit almost all of them between the group. So I appreciate you and love you.
Great. And
I am actually, go ahead.
You go ahead.
I am planning my third women's retreat. And so it's going slow too. So I'm just trusting it will be or it won't be. And so, yeah, and I teach at those. I teach astrology and the feminine divine through the Magdalene. So it's all, you all did a great job for me. I appreciate you so much.
And I know Brooke's got a little bit more to share, and someone in the audience asked, did you mention that you're an artist? And if so, what art do you do?
I use acrylics on canvas. I'm a creative person, like we all are. And I study intentional creativity, which means when I write my intention on the canvas, and then I cover it up, and then I cover that up, and then I cover that up. So there are layers of releasing. And I just painted this, I always paint the images of the feminine. And I was teaching a class this last weekend, and I painted my first male. And I kind of asked for that on the back burner. And so I was surprised when that came through. So, and that's what I teach at the women's retreats as well, is intentional creativity. We're all co-creators, right?
And I was going to say before that someone was suggesting there right before we started that maybe someone in the audience was wanting to be on some of our events. So you're clearly one of the people in the audience that could join our events if you wanted. But,
thank you.
When it fits in with all the things you're doing in the flow of whatever, all the things that are happening. All right, Brooke, what else did you want to share?
Wanted to share, obviously, I mean, you just said it, that you are here as part of that rebirth of the divine feminine. I do feel energetic wounding, hoarding, and bondages really on that initial wounding that in my realm is around wounding that occurred in Lemuria, and in that time frame on the divine feminine, and in that priestesshood of the priestesses there. And I do see there's some, I've been sending energy. It seems to me that it's in this area and restriction in the chest. I've been sending energy as we've been working,
Thank you.
but that there's more layers here. And this is the kind of work that they're, saying is this opportunity in this gestation period of seeing what other layers are ready to move through and be released, so that you're taking off those additional, you've come so far, but just we all have these layers of illusion and wounding to come off, and to come deeper into our truer selves, to be able to bring our gifts onto the planet. And so, such powerful work you're doing, and just trust and patience. I mean, and us getting out of the space of, oh, I've got to have this done in a week.
Exactly.
Because you're going to know today, and then in another week and another month, it's going to shift and change. This is the new way of being open to what's in the moment. So blessing.
Thank you, Brooke. I said yes to doing a short 30-minute talk at an astrology conference about the feminine divine voice through asteroids. And the week after I did that, I got strep throat. So first time I've had it in like 33 decades. I haven't had a strep throat. So anyway, I am releasing, and it's just like another reminder. It's truly safe this lifetime. We're not going to be hung and burned and beheaded. So thank you.
Yes, what a powerful thing. We are safe, and that healing, that separation wounding, that trauma from that other lifetime, so very important to ground ourselves fully on this earth. We are safe and secure here to be fully ourselves and connected to Mother Earth. So separation wound healing is another thing that I do as well. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, great. Thank you so much, Shelley. Thanks for jumping in.
Right before,
Sorry, Zoe. Sorry. Thank you so much, Shelley. Appreciate you jumping in and answer the question.
My train of thought.
I'm sorry, Zoe, but we don't take questions from the general audience during these events. All right. Thanks, Shelley. All right.
Thank you.
You are so welcome. I don't think we have anyone else in line at the moment to ask a question. So if someone is wanting to ask, we can get you right to the front. I'll put the information in chat again.
This is Zoe. Can I say
Zoe.
something?
Okay, go ahead, Zoe. Yeah, what is it that you want to share?
So I had a question for Shelley.
Okay, sorry, Zoe, but we don't do questions that way in these panels. So if you want to come to the online fairs, you can go around and chat with different people. And if we don't have questions at the free part of the online fair,
no, I do.
You can ask questions, but
no, I do.
We don't do that here. And you can write in the chat if you want to ask. Sorry, Zoe, please, if you could be quiet. I want you to be able to stay here. Thanks. All right. Oh, someone's about to send payment. Okay, great. Okay. Okay, yeah, and it's fine for anyone to stay anonymous. Yeah, and you don't have to come on screen. Okay, all right, so verbal's all right. And actually, I think that we have space, so you could be next. So let's see, and you have an initial. Do you want to work with your initial? And we can change it if you want. Yeah, just how do you want us to refer to you? Okay, great. All right, so go ahead and you can unmute. So A is going to ask a question.
Sorry, let me fix my volume.
Oh, let's see. We have. Do you have two devices that are both hearing? Because we were getting some feedback. Okay, A. Yeah, you're going to fix it. Okay, it'll be just a moment. Yeah, so A is going to be asking us a question. Yeah. Yeah, so Zoe, thanks so much. This just isn't the format for doing that. So, okay. Yeah, okay, great, A. All right.
Is this working now? And no special feedback?
Yeah, no feedback. We can hear you. Go ahead.
Great. So my question is along career path. I am working now, but considering going back for further education. And I think the main things on my radar are considering whether to go in for a mental health clinical license or to go further with a further education that does not involve a clinical license. So then I would get a doctorate in a non-clinical field. And I'm just curious, any insight on that? I can also share where I'm starting to land, but I would really, welcome anything that comes through.
Okay, great. And is there anything that you want to share about the context that you're coming from, and like what has you, like anything generally about the kinds of things you have done, or why at this phase in your life? You don't have to share any of that, just if you want to.
Comes through and then tell me if that's helpful to folks, and then I can certainly elaborate more.
I didn't quite understand, but I think we'll answer first and then you'll elaborate more. Is that what you said?
That's, yes.
Okay.
Like if anybody, as you're getting information, you feel like it would be helpful to have more from me, then I can certainly say more.
Okay, gregreat. All right.
Can you share your name? I didn't catch your name.
We're not sharing personal information here. So if you wanted, do you want me to share it privately with Dana so Dana knows if that helps with tapping in?
Yes, Dana, if you need a name, then Lorelai, you can private chat. Otherwise, A is good for me.
Okay.
I just have a question for clarification. Is she asking about two different programs? So she's asking about the energy to go to the program.
It sounds like she's at a point of wanting to change, do a change path on career path. So do a turn. And she's asking about whether to go back. She's considering going back for a mental health license or to get a doctorate in a field that's not working directly, maybe directly with people, that doesn't involve mental health.
So to clarify, so not necessarily a career path, but just not a career path change, but just going back for further education so that I can go further in my career path. And then the two options, Lorelai, like you said, is a mental health clinical license or a non-clinical doctorate. So I would still be working with people. I would still be, providing kind of education around things, but I just wouldn't be a clinician.
Okay, great. We've got some people ready to answer. So we've got Brooke, Dana, and Dovelight in line. Okay, I'll get my timer all going. And so go ahead, Brooke.
It feels to me, I'm going to be honest, that Dana should go first. If
sure,
Dana,
we can do it however we want to. Yeah, let's have Dana go first.
Feel ready, Dana.
Sure. Yeah, happy to. All right. So what I was picking up on is interesting for you to consider the differences of what licensure allows you to do versus what it limits. And I was picking up something particularly about your impact on a cross-border nature. I don't know if that makes sense for you, if you have clients or people that you would want to work with in other states or even internationally. And you're probably aware that the licensure tends to limit it towards the state that you're working in or that you reside in. And so there's something about, okay, and I see as you struggle with this decision, there's the licensure gives kind of this feeling of a little bit of a lifting up, a little bit more of a foundation and a legitimacy that a part of you is seeking. That would be interesting to check in where that's coming from, what part of you wants that legitimacy. And then there's another part of your self that feels very much more, what's the word? Kind of carving your own path and needing to have a certain level of your own choice and creativity around the way that you run your business and that you work with people. And so there might be I'm not hearing a no for the mental health licensure path, but there's just something to consider in that realm of, am I still going to be able to work in the ways that are fluid for me and natural for me if I have licensure? So I'll pause there. I know there's still some time on the clock, but is it okay to check in and see if any of this is making sense or landing, or if there are any follow-up?
Yeah, I would say it's like 100% landing. That's the kind of stuff I'm thinking about. And thinking about but haven't necessarily landed on what to do. I mean, so you spoke to the borders part. I think that is part of it. And then the other thing I'm concerned about is I like doing intuitive work. And sometimes I wonder if the clinical license might limit my ability to do some of this more spiritual stuff.
Yeah, so not necessarily. I kind of see it being two separate things. And so when you're offering something underneath the license, then you're that, right? And then when you're doing another form of maybe coaching or intuitive guidance, then you have the support in this case of the title and the licensure, but you're not operating within that context. However, I'm not a specialist on the nuances of that, so it's just something else to check out. And I hear you wanting to, that you're already kind of assessing this and you're wanting to just get clear of which route is it. And do we have a little bit longer, Lorelli, or I can pass this the talking.
Yeah, it might be good to pass, and then we can come back and you can share more.
Great. Yeah.
Okay. All right, great. All right, Brooke, do you feel ready now? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So if I give you where my guidance and intuition leads, it leads to the clinical license. However, it wants to be said very clearly that we no longer, we look to others now for support and a little direction to nudge or to shine light on our path. But it is important for you to hear that you are your own teacher and guru. We now are always our source of guidance and truth. And so in the end, you will come back into yourself to know the truth and the right way and the right path. So the other piece that is here is that those of us, and I see that you have this very special gift, to be able to speak both languages of the clinical side, the mainstream side, and the spiritual side, and that we are being asked, we are on the leading edge. This is an emerging way to be, where we were understanding the science of the spirit and of energy work. And we need those that are able to speak both sides. And I see this is a gift of yours, and that you will over time learn and gain the skills. It is stepping into that unknown. That's where the magic happens, and you're learning and will be learning and teaching others this ability to walk in both worlds. And yes, I'll stop there. I feel really excited for your future work in sharing spirit into mainstream.
Thank you. Can I do a quick clarification? Because I think I just missed something you said at the very beginning. Were you saying that you are recommending, or you are feeling to go into clinical, like to get a clinical license?
Yeah, that is the what's coming through for me. But the most important thing that they're saying is that answer is going to definitely come. Look to yourself, get advice, hear what other people have to say, but you will come into yourself and know clearly what the answer is for you. And that relying upon yourself as your inner guide, relying on your guidance team, on your angels, to bring you into alignment, what is truly in alignment, that is where the answer is for you.
All right, great. Thank you, Brooke. Dovelight is next, and then Audrey, then Lynn and Lauren, and then Tammy. Go Dovelight.
They've been telling me that you know your answer, and they said it in a singing way. So they want you to have fun and loosen up. please loosen up. I know this is very important for your future. I know this is something that it might change the course, not only economic effort, but your time, but they want you to understand that life is a journey and it finishes in a blink of an eye. So please enjoy the process. The answer you have been seeking is like a strong yes if it feels happy for you. If you can see yourself in that program and you can see yourself achieving the result and it feels aligned with yourself, then it's a yes for you. It is very important to understand that you have the wisdom for you and the power to make your own choices. And what it resonates for you is what you're meant to go with you. You have to have faith in the unseen, but it's not just any unseen. It's faith in yourself, in your ability to make good choices. And it is when something feels right, it feels right. When it's something doesn't feel right, then it's not right, usually for us. So being calm is not a weakness. I feel like there is a little bit of energy of attachment to security, to your stability, but you do have a bright mind. You are meant to be a leader in the mental health field in some way or another. And eventually you will start working with people. However, there is something about spirituality that involves in your works that it's about emotional healing. I don't know if you have passed through certain things that will allow you to understand how to heal in an emotional level, but or perhaps it can be draining in the place that you were in an emotional, so like kind of like it broke your soul while you were observing your experience. But this is going to be one of the tools that is going to bring you to change the world, to change the system. Every single one can make a difference, can change the world by our actions, by the way we conduct ourselves, by our vibration. So the recommendation is that if you choose to go through it, or if you're not sure, just allow yourself to feel, how will I feel if I'm already in this program? How will I feel if I graduate? How can I really accomplish it? But you allow yourself to feel it. And if it feels good and feel happy, then you're in the right path. Definitely a lot of emotional healing involved in the work that you're going to do in the future. And I definitely can see you opening up even programs for children and teenagers. It's very strong one way or another. I definitely feel that you're going to be involved in the position that you're going to achieve. There's a possibility, a high possibility with this future that you will open up programs for children or teenagers that need it the most. Like you will help them to open up new ways to allow themselves to see emotions, to learn themselves to feel a good mental health. It's beautiful work that you're meant to be doing, but it's very important that you go inside yourself and see how does this choice feels for me. Because once you get into that point that you start trusting, you're going to start guiding others. You are definitely meant to do the spiritual work. And spiritual work, again, it's living your human life. It's bringing your soul to your human life. That is what is spiritual. I mean, it looks nice to go to yoga retreats, to be like a hippie, to eat good and stuff. It looks nice, but reality, the essence is love. And we can bring love to our lawyers, to our taxes, to this program, to our crystals. I just want to honor. Now, you're such a beautiful soul. Don't be afraid. You have a strong, bright mind. Your mind it has like this balance of intuition and logic. Just allow yourself to be more calmer, to listen, because calm is not a weakness. Calm is just a space to tune in so we can listen better. And this is asking your guides. We ask and then we listen. Definitely a bright future, a new opportunity, good income. Is really going to change your work, but it is very important that you choose that to align if it aligns with you. Faith in the person. That's what I got for you. Thank you, everybody.
This is a case of the multitasking not working as well. I'm not watching the clock as carefully as I ought to. All right, Audrey is, all right, did someone just put their hand down? Or is it Audrey next? I feel like hands keep bouncing. Okay, Audrey.
Okay, thank you. All right, so the lady that comes through the portal today is a feminine energy, and she keeps telling me that she's from your family, or that there is a connection, family connection, probably from a different plane, a different life. Yeah, so she doesn't have to be a relative of this lifetime, but she does consider herself your family. So she looks, she has this long hair, kind of grayish silver hair, looking a little bit older. Like, that's the image that she chooses to be in front of you today. And she says that you have already sown your seeds, and you are deeply wedged in your current situation. So the only problem with the current situation is that you're probably very critical of yourself. And so you sit there and you keep thinking, oh, maybe you should go the other way, or I didn't do a good job, or whatever it is that you are, you're critical of yourself. However, the current path is very solid, or that you may already know that your current path is down pat. The next option, the non-clinical option, is probably still a little bit far, or that you may need a lot more work to get there. So anyway, it just seemed like it's not quite here yet. But of course, it's encouraged that you pursue any kind of a higher education, or also the spiritual direction overall. So if, whatever that you do that is a spiritual, that is a yes, a good sign, a thumb up. Or if you want to pursue any higher education, again, that is a thumb up. But just not to lose your day job right now, not to quit your day job and jump to another lane, so to speak. So that is what the Lady Spirit wants to say to you today. And she says that if anytime you want to talk to her, you just think, or you just kind of like hit your head like, and that's how she will come and talk to you anytime you want.
Great. Thank you so much, Audrey. We've got Lynn and Lauren next.
All right, very good, very good. So will you know that you are creating your life however you wish, and that you are the creator of your life, whatever you choose? Yes, you are the creator of your life, whatever you choose. So we would say that is something to keep in mind as you're making your decision, and know that there is no wrong answer. There's no wrong answer. There's no wrong answer. Each experience will be different, and each experience will be exactly what you need to grow during this lifetime. So each experience will be exactly what you need to grow in this lifetime. Each experience will be exactly what you need to grow in this lifetime. All right, very good, very good. So yes, we would say that it is good to be aware of what you are creating, and it is also important to know that each decision is wonderful. Each decision is exactly what you need. So it is not possible to make a wrong decision. All right, so that is what we would say on that question. So, and then we would also just say to remember that you are loved, you are loved, you are loved.
Thank you. Tammy is next.
Hey, so just relax and flow, relax and flow, and to not limit yourself. It seems like, and I thought my humanness thing, I thought it was don't limit yourself to the two options, but it's just don't limit yourself. So, and allow the joy in your journey, as others were saying, and know that you already have all that you need within. So to allow and to have fun along the journey, and to proceed slowly in the moment. Have fun, find the joy in life, and ask your angels, ask your guides. Thank you.
Thank you. Dana, do you want to share a little bit more before I go?
Sure, yeah. So I keep hearing, okay, but what do I do? What do I decide? Is it this or is it that? And so there's still this kind of heightened focus on these for good reason, for these big routes, these different possibilities. And there's a learning here for you within that experience of the pressure on, do I choose this or do I choose that? And that kind of duality thinking. And beneath that, a layer down, I'm hearing that this is about this is about a process of you learning to trust yourself and to change the way you you go about making the decision, from less of an intellectual or rational space of looking at all of the different details and possibilities, and to tune into what is it here that you're bringing? What are the passions that are moving you in your work? You know, what is the thing that lights you up about this? Because you've kind of gotten a little bit adrift from that because of this kind of, what is it called when you get to the end of a road and it goes both ways? That space, right? And it's taking up more energy and attention. And so if you can redirect back to the original passion of your work and feelings, and tune into your midline, right? So sensing into your vertical axis, where you can connect in with the earth and with your higher self, with your own guidance system, and ask for the truth there for you, in that space, and ask for what is in your greatest good. I'll pause there. And it's a beautiful journey you're on. It's exciting.
I know one thing I'll share, is I gotta get the timer on for myself. You have such an amazing presence with people, and that would come through if you were in academia, and I think it would come through and benefit so many more people if you do it in a way that interacts directly with people. And I love what was it Brooke who wrote in the chat about you bringing in new ways of like working with people? Yeah, I don't remember who wrote it, but yeah, someone wrote that in the chat. Yeah, so I feel like that we would all miss something if you're not working directly with people. So I lean more towards the side of something clinical. I see that you're able to provide so much more than you do right now. I'm totally biased too. I quit after about 4 years in a PhD program, so I have some personal bias in here of sort, but it just really feels like for you too. I do have a colleague. I can see her face. I can look up her website if it's helpful. She's a therapist, and she worked with an attorney to see how she could do coaching and therapy with clients and have them fill out paperwork that made it clear that she was doing both or either, and they could choose and how to sort that. And some intuitive work would fit in with the coaching work in that context. So it's very possible to do that. It has to be done with some care given the legal system. And yeah, so I imagine you going into academia and being in kind of my projection of the stiff competitive environment. I feel pain in my heart. So yeah, that's what's here for me. All right. And yeah, totally like and I just maybe I'll just say a few more seconds. Just in general, in terms of decision making, one way that I love to do it in terms of the body is to choose, you know, this is an art, like learning to use your body, but choosing spots on the floor. You want to practice with things that you know you love and things you don't love, but choose something of like, you know, and it's the art is choosing the question of like, you know, I study this and notice how you feel and come back. And then I study this and notice how you feel. Or I make a change now, or I'm exploring what I want to do now, you know, and see for all these things how you feel and get information. I think in this way your whole body is, you know, a muscle test, it's a body test, and letting the energy resonate through you to see. Yeah. All right. Great.
Thank you, everybody. I wonder if I could ask a quick follow-up. Dana, this came mostly when you were speaking, but if anybody else got something around it. Dana, you'd mentioned the legitimacy part, which is definitely something I feel like I'm looking at, that foundation and just feeling like I'm credible. And I guess I just wonder if you see that if I do take the non-clinical path, which is a little easier for me. It kind of fits with where my degree already is. And I kind of like the program, but I'm just curious if you see that I would have the level of legitimacy that I need and to have that broader reach that seems to appeal to me.
Yeah, thank you for asking that question. Let me tune into that. Yeah, and so the image that I get is like maybe a younger version of you standing and you're in front of a lot of people, like a conference or something, and or just, I don't know where it is exactly, but the feeling is feeling like small and there's nothing behind you that is kind of supporting your stance. And then there's another image that shows a different energy, which is like the Kundalini kind of comes in, of you standing tall and upright and really grounded in yourself. And again, connected to what your passions are here, and what your offerings are and what your service is, and speaking from there, regardless of the titles that you have. And so there's this, this kind of interesting piece that happens for you where there is a pull towards the licensure, because it settles a part of you that says like, I don't know if I'm enough just as I am with my current credentials. And this idea that if you have that, it's going to kind of raise you up on this platform. And it could, right? However, the thing that will really raise you up, is you incorporating that in yourself and your own being, regardless of the title, regardless of the authority, or the, you know, other people saying, oh, you know, she's licensed, so therefore she's legitimate. And so it's kind of about, you know, before you make your decision, even like you have the opportunity to legitimize, is that a word, legitimize yourself through this process. And again, kind of like letting go of the hold of, is it this or that for a moment, and seeing what comes up for you there. Does that answer your question?
That does, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's great. I say I have like handy dandy degrees in my back pocket, and I just threw out my diplomas last month from great big schools. And, you know, I've never done any formal studying of any of what I do right now. And so I just had to know that I could do it, and step, and believing in myself and getting feedback from the people that I serve. Yeah, and it's a journey to trust and know ourselves, right? That can be some of our personal lessons. All right. Anyone have anything else they want to share with A before we go on to the next question? All right, great. Thank you so much, A, for letting us support you and being able to share with everyone.
Thanks so much. You all are awesome. Thank you.
Well, let's see. So I had Stuth and Natalie ask about asking a question. Stuth and Natalie, did you still want to do that? And Chris, I know, has paid. Let me see if Stuth and Natalie are still here. Yeah, I see Stuth and Natalie.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'm Stuth.
Hi, Stuth. Yeah. So you were having trouble. Did you figure out how to pay? Have I not seen your payment?
I kept going there and it had me do a password and then didn't like my password. So I'm happy to pay. I can text you that on your number there that you gave.
Yeah, and we can what we can do is we can have you ask, well, let's see, we can either have you ask right now, and then you and I could go into a breakout room afterwards and I can just run it on Square. So that's another thing we can do.
Okay. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Sure, you're welcome. Yeah, we don't technology in the way. And then let me just check and see if Natalie might not be here anymore. Yeah, I don't see Natalie. So it'll be you, Stuth, and then Chris. And okay. What else did you want to say?
Thanks for letting me in. So this is a change in direction question.
This is an option. You don't have to do this. Do you want to turn on your video and come up on the spotlight with us? You don't have to.
No, I'm okay. Okay. I might figure that out too. But so my question is, I've had a lot of people pass that were very close to me in the last several years. I talk to them all the time. trying to get them to answer me, and I'm not getting any answers. So what are your suggestions for maybe trying to connect with all of these people, at least some, or you know, I know some might not want to come and talk as much, but it's kind of surprising to me that I'm so close to all of them and none of them have come to me.
Yeah, great question, great question. And just I feel the love in your voice as you're asking. All right, we've got Dana and Devlight all ready to go. So go ahead, Dana.
Hi, yeah, I feel the tenderness there and your genuine desire to connect. So I just want to validate that. And so I'm tuning in here. What I was picking up when you were speaking is that look in the places that you haven't considered to look. And I keep seeing, like, you know, you picking up the phone and thinking like, okay, this is the number that I dial, and ring, 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 and no one's answering. And so you think they're not there, or I can't connect. And there's so many ways that you can connect that you might not have considered. So this is actually it's an invitation to get really creative with the way that you can connect. And so I'm hearing that a lot of the messages and even feelings, like senses in your field, will come through your connection with nature, through some non-linear ways and non-verbal ways, possibly in dream time, like in a song that you hear that kind of flickers through. So there's other ways that maybe you haven't been looking towards or considering because of this idea of what it sounds like. And when you start to consider there might be different forms of that communication, then you're opening up your perception to receive the signals that are coming in. And I feel a lot of love around you and a lot of presence. And yeah, there's presences that want to help you along the way. Like I see you walking up these steps, these concrete steps, and it feels like it's kind of one after the other, after the other, after the other, and this kind of feeling of tiredness and maybe a little bit of defeat in your personal life with something that's going on. And they're like on the sidelines. They're like, you know, they're helping you like lift your feet, and up there at the top, like cheering you on. And so just to know that you do have that support, and that there, like I said, are many ways to tune into that.
Great, thank you. All right, Devlight's next.
I am very deeply sorry for your loss. I cannot imagine how you must feel. Like I feel a lot of grief, but at the same time, I was picking up a lot of the energy of forgiveness. There is an energy about forgiving something or situation or the ways the shoulda, coulda, woulda have happened in the past. There is actually, it's the barrier who's not allowing you to listen to that. Of course, when you pass away, you're not becoming an angel automatically. You have to review your life. You have to pass through your own healing process in the other side. You have to adjust. And even though time is not the same in the other realm as what, even if there is a time, as in what we understand as time in the human realm, the connection, the love was never lost. It's just that we are so focused on the way that things happen, and we are so focused on the way that they should be coming to us in the way that we think, that it's very limited to what a spirit can communicate, can do or be when it's in its full expansion. There is absolutely nothing wrong with your way of communicating to them. They are listening to you. Heaven is just one thought away, just one feeling away. They are listening to you. I can pick up the energy of somebody who was very like, I don't know, eccentric, but he can have a lot of confidence. There is a maternal figure too. There is like a childlike personality. They're all surrounding you. You are meant to communicate with them. It's just that you have to allow yourself the space to relax, to forgive. It's please forgive me if it doesn't resonate, but it keeps coming too much. The forgiveness aspect, it will clear the weight of communication. So please don't think that they are not communicating with you. It's just that sometimes we want something so badly, like we want it, like, yes, we want it so desperately that we get in our own way. So that's what I was getting for you. I definitely feel that some of the soul in the other side already have their time to process what they pass through on earth. So they might come in a more loving, more open, gentle way to you, but they understand their own responsibility or on the situation that have happened when they're on earth. So there is really, in their case, there's really nothing like to punish anybody or to put points anybody anymore if it resonates with you. And that's what I got for you. So thank you.
Thanks, Devlin. We've got Audrey next.
Thank you. So if you say that there are a few people who passed, the first energy that I'm getting coming through is a younger male energy. He keeps wanting me to say the word cousin. I don't know if that's really I don't want to say I don't know what the real relationship is, but anyway, he wants me to mention like a magic word, cousin. Okay, so he says that he is kind of new, and he's not, he's not sure if he's coming and going at that kind of a limbo stage, and he is, very happy. He says he's very happy, like being thinly spread out. So his energy is, like a wide net or a wide chiffon piece of cloth or something like that. And he says that your life is so tense, right? So condensed, because you're here living the day to day, every minute you're thinking about something, or go catch a movie, catch dinner, some kind of tense life. And so, that's the difference between the energy of yours and his. I asked him if he received a message from you, and he says, yes, he did. And he's looking forward to more messages from you, or that you, you should reach out to him because he is going to reach out to you. However, I feel that he is not here to, keep this constant touch with you. But occasionally, from time to time, I think the two of you will touch base and we'll come together, cross path. But anyway, he says that the reason why he's not talking in your ear is because his energy is so widely thinned out, spread out, like that. So that is the message I'm getting today. And he says that he's very happy to hear from you. Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
All right, great. And then we've got Tammy next.
Yes. I get a feeling that there's an other life vow, never to connect with past souls again, is what I'm getting. Are you okay if I ask to clear that vow, past the other life vow? Are you okay if I ask to clear that? You're on mute.
Can you hear me?
You can now, yes.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm okay with that. That surprises me, because I don't picture any of these people as being in that place.
That place. I'm not. What do you mean by that?
Is the resistance coming from them, their souls, or?
No, ma'am. Oh. No. It's to me, it's like a past life vow. I like to say other life because it's all happening now. So like a past life vow that you had made to never connect with past souls again. Because something terrible happened to you, you got burnt at the stake or whatever it was. I don't get into think we need to get into the specifics here. But does that make more sense? Is
that's fascinating, and absolutely you can clear that.
We asked to clear that past life vow now to never connect with past souls again for Stuth. And there's been a lot of energy clearing going on here too. So at the same time, we ask for that to be put on automatic until that is absolutely cleared in all directions of time, space, dimension, realms, aspects, levels, and lifetimes. Take a deep breath. Wow. You had mentioned something about, and then I was supposed to move to change in direction. You had first started with change in direction. What question? Oh, sorry. I was wondering what question you had regarding that, but my time's, sorry.
No, I was just talking about a change in, not like career or what should I do from other questions.
Let's see, Lynn and Lauren are next.
Ushala shinatashato hokena motatala ina shanita hokane hibala motana chala china tidala no hona yanipala no tena yashinata hakana mola nina mochenata hufala hai matida. Ashinata moshina nitalamo kona. Ah, yes, very good, very good. Yes, we are liking to answer that question in sounds that go to your heart and your soul, to who can understand it, where your brain just kind of mixes up the message. So your soul is on board with this, and know that all is well with those on the other side. All is well, all is well, all is well. Yes, and you are also doing well, and as you are working on shifting your frequency to higher levels, you then notice messages from those that you on the other side. At this point, it is hard to decipher them, but as you get better and better at raising your frequencies and being connected inside, then it will become clearer for you. So it is not something bad you did. It is not something wrong. It is not that they don't care. It is just a matter of time before this will happen. So we just end with saying, know that you are loved, know that you are loved, know that you are loved.
Thank you.
Very good. All right, and Brooke has something more to share.
Hi, Stu. The message, it's pretty just straightforward. Go to the mountain. And so I'm near Mount Rainier right now, and I don't know if that is why Mount Rainier is particularly calling to me. I don't know where you live, but take a trek, a vision quest, taking some time into quiet space where you expect magic to happen on this trek. I do see you alone, but perhaps just for a period of it where you are alone. And then the other piece is looking for the butterflies. So I just see multiple, just particularly the wings and the colors of butterflies is another place to look for messages. And I just resonate with so much that my colleagues have said, and just wow, getting really good information for them. So that's all I have to share.
Thank you. I do live in the mountains and in a mountainous state, Colorado, and I do love nature.
Where in Colorado are you? Yeah, I was wondering where you were.
Fort Collins.
Okay, great, great.
So nature is my spiritual, that's my religion.
Yeah, there's the Buddhist stupa up the mountain from you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'd like to thank everyone, and something in particular that Dove mentioned that struck me was she had a childlike, someone with a childlike way. That was my mentally handicapped sister. Sorry. Whew. She died of leukemia.
How old
I
was she?
sat at her bedside every day. She never understood what was going on. But I found it very interesting that someone picked up on that, and then the cousin was probably most likely my nephew, who's been gone a long time, and I actually haven't talked to him very much, and it's not surprising that he's the one that's trying to get through. So, and yes, I'm trying to, I'm quite intuitive, so I do stay open to different places, the birds, like Dana was saying. So I'm hoping the block was cleared, and I just thank you all for your time.
Yeah, and I know Devlight may have a little bit more to share, and that Lynn may have still had a hand up. I wasn't sure, and I had a little bit I might share if they had. Let's have Devlight.
Thank you so much for sharing your heart. Thank you so much for sharing your grief, because it is when you truly love someone that you can feel this level of deepness. So thank you so much for honoring us with your way of feeling. I'm not saying this to make things better or worse, because you have to have your process at your own time. That's your right. But in a human level, your sister, perhaps she was like a special need. I work actually for the last 6 years as a special need teacher in your Department of Education, and I can pick up that your sister was a very high advanced soul.
Yeah.
She was a very high advanced soul who came with the mission to teach others compassion, teach others how to take care of others. And in a higher self level, you will be able, she telling me already that she's coming through you to bees and flowers. She lives in the essence of flowers. She lives in the essence of bees. She's showing me she's something with flowers.
Oh, that's amazing. I take pictures of flowers all the time. And the other day I just took pictures of flowers with bees on them.
Thank you. She's showing me, you know why she's showing me this vision? Because she wants you to know that she is looking to what you are looking. She's seeing what you're seeing. I don't know, you cannot make this image up, but I can tell you it's not even for 1 second doubt that your love was real. Her love is real. Love never dies. It never dies. Don't pretend that they don't want to talk to you, because they are alive in their own world. That's our own perception. But we just have to allow time to listen. And if you need to grieve, grieve. Allow yourself to feel it. Then feel peace. Go back to your peace. Okay? But you are truly loved. Your sister knows how much you love her. She knows. She's watching over you on the other side. She actually one of your spirit guides. She's telling me. I just want to honor that.
That's so great. That sounds like her. Thank you so much for everything. Thanks for letting me in.
She actually is a very advanced, actually, to a master level. She's very advanced. So, oh my gosh, seriously, you're very lucky to have her as your guide. Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate the bits you've been sharing here, and the more you've been feeling and sharing with us. The thing that was occurring to me was that maybe because you feel so much, there's a part of you that felt scared of how many more feelings you might feel if you did get in touch with them. And some fear of like not trusting yourself to be able to be with all that flow may be part of what was having you hold back.
Very good observation. Thank you very much.
That you are capable. You are capable of allowing so much flow to come through you. It comes through.
Yes.
It keeps flowing.
Yes.
You won't get stuck.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. All right, we've next got Chris and then Cynthia. All right, Chris, did you want to jump up here and spotlight with us, or? All right.
Okay.
Yeah, great. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, so I guess the most pressing question, and I used some of the other testimonies or whatever to sort of process this. I guess the most pressing question is like how do I get out of the situation that I'm in? It seems like in this life I am approaching a lot of my situations from several disadvantages, social, financial, and one of, I want to say, grave persecution of sorts. And I'm just wondering what's the next step to try and work my way out of this situation. Like, for example, perhaps a move to somewhere else or a new job, but of course, I don't know where that could come from that would stick. Is that good?
Yeah, and you said persecution. Is it?
Yes.
Is it a larger cultural, or is it a particular person or people?
Well, I'm not exactly sure what kind of people. It just seems like common people in general, but in short, these people, either they want to create havoc for me because of political disposition, or they actually think I did something that I didn't do. I don't really know which for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. And what part of the world are you in?
Oh, I am in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, thanks. I felt wanting to context that more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And just one thing I'll share while everyone else is checking in. You, like me, seem like someone that's quirky and unusual in some ways, and the other people don't understand us. Like we see things differently than others. It occurs to us to pay attention to and to engage different things in different ways than others. And it's hard to not be understood and to not be seen. And other people's fears sometimes lead to holding us back, like pushing us down. They just feel scared, not knowing how to be present themselves. So I want you to know that you have others of us here that understand you and feel comfortable with you. I appreciate you. And there are others you can find that appreciate you better.
Mm.
Yeah, and I asked a little bit about persecution, and I'll just repeat. He said might be political, or that some others think he's done something wrong, or yeah. Yeah, so what to do to shift out of the place that feels like it's not good, things aren't working well, disadvantages, disadvantages. Yeah, if that answers the practitioner that wanted more information. All right, we've got Audrey and Dove Light. Go ahead, Audrey.
All right, thank you. Hi, Chris. So the spirit guide that came through today, wanting to talk to you, is like a very flexible. She says that she is dual gendered. So dual gendered, kind of like a lady, and she could also be like a young male. But of course, you know, the spirit guides, they don't need to have a gender identity. So they are just how they, you know, how they feel that they relate to us the most, then that's how they will show up. Or how it will help you understand your situation best, then that's how they will choose to be. And so this spirit guide that I encountered today says that you want to go into your world, into your future with a lot of the relieved feeling, meaning that perhaps you don't want to care so much. I don't, you know, I don't. I know that I hope that this doesn't come out wrong, like you don't care about the people around you. However, there is this like a more relaxed attitude about you know, any kind of relationships. And she says she always wants to come to me, like she says. So she says that she is kind of the spirit guide, like you know, a big sister. She's helping people, helping you deal with relationships at this moment. And, you know, some of these people that you really do care about, you can care about them in a little less way, in a less judgmental way, or less of, you know, just in a less, I'm trying to get it right here. So she says, just don't stuck your head in the tight place where you're thinking, oh, it matters so much how they feel about you. So in that sense, that's like a judgment. Right? But at this point in time, she says that if you can let it go and take in the opportunity, take in the possibility of getting to know a lot more people, and so that their importance in your head will reduce, will decrease, and then other people will rise up. And that is what she's telling me. And she says that coming upon the next month or so, within a month, you're going to make some decisions like cleaning house, decluttering your heart, you know, your house of relationships, and that will help you. But that process takes time, and that process requires a lot of your sincerity. Like, oh, I really want to just let this go. I really want to just keep this one. So, you know, it's a lot of you know, pulling, tugging within yourselves. But that should really help you approach this final result. I hope that it helps you.
Thanks so much, Audrey. We've got Dove Light next, and then Dana.
Oh, my goodness. Sorry. Just for clarification, were you asking about something with persecution or income?
Well, I guess that's the problem. I guess I'm not really focused on like one thing. Maybe I have this illusion that perhaps all my questions seem to focus on one thing, or that they could be answered by perhaps one major shift in action. So so in other words, people have been coming to every job that I work at to harass me until I leave, and sometimes they've gotten coworkers to turn against me and do pranks on me. So that's why it's connected to income. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Thank you, because I keep picking up like an ancestral line, and then this one. So I just wanted to make sure we answer your question. You are being asked to let go of all the judgment and forgive those who judge you. You don't have control absolutely of what they will say. You only have control how you react. You have to take responsibility also for your own actions. When there is a pattern, they are responsible for what they are responsible, but then you have to generally be conscious. What was my responsibility in the situation? When did I allow it? Or what did I did to co-create? It is very important for you, if you choose to do so, to meditate and resonate on that. They are responsible for the perception that they have about you in their own mind. That's not your business. That's what they think. You know who you are, but you are responsible for your actions, and you have to take responsibility for your part in co-creating a situation. I feel like that. I feel like that there might be a soul contract there is a high level soul contract about. Yeah, there is a high level about humbleness. There is a high level about humbleness that you sign up to be in situations when you feel like people want you to be out, but oh my God, there is like want you to be out for you to learn how to step up and defend yourself and to trust your own value. So why? Because for some reason, if it resonates in your soul, in a soul level, you are called out to step up for yourself and to trust that we all are unique. We all might different. We might not be a certain type or look that it's presentable for society. We were supposed to be certain way or look or wave the certain way to do so. It's more from a soul level. So this is what I'm picking up. I will highly recommend to dissolve that contract so you can learn self-love and self-empowerment to not passing for the same situation. I will also go with myself and ask myself what I might believe about being abandoned or being kicked out of the group. What I might believe about what are my boundaries that to me feel safe to be alone, because perhaps also there might be a subconscious belief where you feel safer by being on your own. You rather go on your own than people rejecting you all the time. Okay, now I got the stuff. But definitely, if you work on these things, your energy is gonna shift. The energy vibration of people you're gonna attract, the job is gonna shift. I got my stuff. But thank you so much for your question.
Thank you, Dove Light. We've got Dana next, and then Tammy.
Hi, Chris. All right. So as you were talking, first I'll just say this image that came through, and I don't have the meaning behind it yet, but I was seeing the kind of the life of a frog when it starts from the tadpole and it goes through all the different stages. And I'm seeing that some of what you're experiencing now has to do with certain acknowledgement, validation, and support that you didn't receive as you were growing up, as you were younger and going through these different stages. And a lot of the, and correct me if this doesn't feel accurate, but what I'm picking up is that a lot of the needs around you of your parents or the adults that were around you seem to have this kind of focus of maybe a little bit of narcissism or like importance around the self. And it left you in a position of not being nourished and seen and witnessed as you were evolving. And so there's something here for you in this process, this opportunity to reset and to empower yourself to, it's not so much about the other people's process as some of the other intuitives have been saying, but it's about getting in touch with what you're desiring and also what your needs and boundaries are in this. And so, you were asking about, do I make a move? Do I change a job? Like you weren't quite sure what to do. You're feeling that need for a shift. And the shift first is going to come from that inner awareness, that inner like voting for yourself, like choosing yourself and kind of putting your foot down and saying, I have these desires and I have these needs that I want to tend to in a different way. So you're creating this sense of honoring yourself. And then you put that out to your environment, to your universe in that way of claiming it. And you'll start to see the different shifts that happen of who you're attracting to you. And so it shifts from those who are out to get you or who are in their own kind of world and don't really care about your situation to people that are matching what you're identifying as what you want to live and experience. say more if you'd like.
Yeah, if you want to, or we've got more in line. Go ahead.
Yeah. The stuff about the parents is true. I wasn't able to develop properly, and basically, if I could sum it up, there were their basics were my extra, and my extra was their basics. So we had very different priorities about what constituted developmentally important things in my life. Yes. Yeah. And interesting, somebody said the word voting, voting for yourself. And I thought that was interesting because at some point I for a very long time, I wanted to run for president. Probably not on the current list of things to do as a result of certain things, but yeah, the idea that I can just put myself out there as fearless, if you will, that's very interesting to me, and I think I could do that, even at the risk of people being mean to me in one way or another. Yeah.
The shares reminded me that one of the biggest shifts that I finally made, and I've looked up the person and I'm going to write her right now. One of the biggest shifts I made was when someone suggested to me that I needed to love me and love all the ways that I'm quirky. That I remember how she phrased it, but she used to lead wilderness trips with kids, and the kids that were really quirky and like loved themselves, the other people didn't matter, and they had such a good time and enjoyed life. And I had gotten caught in a place of wanting to seek approval from other people, and I was causing myself all kinds of messes. And it was for me to love me and to enjoy me being me. And so in that way, it's voting for me, that I approve of me. And that was the thing that made a huge shift in my life. And yeah. So thanks for the other shares from Devlight and Dina that brought that up. Please, so Tammy and Lynn and Lauren want to share with you. Go ahead, Tammy.
Okay.
Hi, Chris. I get there's some illusion energy regarding not being good enough that can be cleared for you. And also a release of revenge energy. And are you okay if this gets cleared now?
Yeah.
And we asked to clear also any fear of being alone. And Devlight picked up on a soul contract. I also picked up on a soul contract also that was regarding you being connected to a past life partner or spouse. We asked Durga to cut and clear and complete that soul contract. You can also look further into that if that doesn't feel like it's going to be cleared. Sometimes it can be cleared immediately, and sometimes you need to dive further into it. And we asked upgrade old female templates. There's some old female templates within you or your family, your ancestral line that need to be upgraded to the current status of the world, that are stuck in the old ways. And then other people were saying this too, but to love, honor, and accept and respect yourself fully and foremost and fully, and to fully step into yourself. And like Lorelei was saying, others were saying to just love yourself, to just put your hand on your heart and just feel into yourself. You are fully and completely worthy of love, worthy of acceptance, worthy of honor, worthy, fully and totally and completely worthy, just the way you are right now. Thank you.
Thanks, Tammy. All right, we've got a bit more for you. Lynn and Lauren are next.
All right. What we would say is love, 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 love. Yes, we know that that is the message that is coming through here for you. And we would like to second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth it. Love, 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 love. Loving yourself, loving yourself, loving yourself. So we are seeing that this is a challenge for you, and it is something that is on your life path to do at this time in your life. You have chosen this time to go deeper into the self-love and realize that you are the creator of your life and creating these experiences to help you grow in the area of love. All right, so are you liking to be loving yourself more?
Yes.
Yes, very good, very good. So we are happy that you have come this evening and that you are really moving forward in this area. Lots energetically has shifted through the helpers here tonight, and it will continue to shift in the days to come. So continue to check in and remember, okay, maybe I'm not so bad. Okay, maybe I can love myself. And over time that will shift and it will be amazing, and you will not notice other people being mean to you or persecuting you or anything at all. All right. So, are you knowing now that you are loved?
Yeah.
Yes, very good, very good. This room is full of people loving you. Full of people loving you. Full of people loving you. All right. Sending kisses.
Thank you. I know Brooke has something to share, and I've been thinking this, and I wanted to share that Tammy's dog also is wanting to share with you. Yeah, so Tammy, if you wanted to say anything about that, I think your dog is just so intentionally having his head in the photo, and the way you're rubbing his ears, and like your dog is wanting to rub up and
Daisy.
nuzzle.
It's actually Daisy. It's the female one, and so I think that's important too. Harmony is right here. He's laying on the bed, and he's quiet, laying on the bed while she is like up in my face, in your face, Chris, with this love, and she's just showering love out upon you. So you can just again put your hand in your heart too, and just feel into that if you wish. But she's just, they both are the balance of the masculine and the feminine, and in different ways. She is, like I said, up in my face about it, and he is quietly laying down right over here to the left, showering that love too. So thank you. Thanks, Lorelei.
Great. And Brooke's got something to share with you.
So a guide group that I work with is called the Love of the Divine Mother Collective. And so as others have been talking, they have been channeling energy through me to you of the love of the Divine Mother. And there were not a lot of words other than dear one, dear one, dear one. And I see you perhaps having a divine feminine image, and there is many, Kuan Yin, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, perhaps one that resonates with you, or just an imagining of a divine mother and divine father. So many of us were not parented, and our parents did the best they could, many of them with the tools that they had, but did not parent us in a loving way. And that there is a reimagining of your divine mother and father, and that you develop a relationship with these beings that are reparenting you. And as you're doing that, you are also reparenting yourself and inspiring that self-love.
Great, and I think Dovelight's got a little bit more, Tammy's got a little bit more. I want to honor too that we're coming up to the end, so my plan is that some of us will stay late to answer Cynthia's question, but any practitioners that have to go, we'll take a break and have them reintroduce themselves. And yeah, sorry, Lisa's asking, we're running out of time on this panel unless we happen to have several that want to stay late, but I think we're running out of time. So Devlight had a little bit more, and then Tammy had a little bit more for you, Chris. Go ahead, Devlight.
I leave a link in the chat, Chris, if you are open to or be willing to see it. It's Louise Hay audiobook, You Can Heal Your Life. Her spirit was coming strongly. She's willing to be one of your spirit guides and to help you if you choose to do so, or if you're okay with that. I leave the YouTube link in the chat. Thank you.
And I just put it in the bottom of the chat again, so it's right there. And then Tammy.
Oh. So I guess this is important. Durga had come through, like I had said before, and I just looked at, she's a Hindu goddess, and she's excellent for inner female, for building power and strength while remaining connected to your heart and sensuality. And that's Durga.
Just add that I see you energetically, or even just in real life, kneeling down and placing your head on that divine feminine and just being caressed and loved and appreciated, but that you can lay your head down and surrender in and know that you are supported by the Divine Mother, by Spirit on your path.
Great. Yeah, Chris, is there anything that you want to say before we finish up? Any questions?
You know what? The thing about the old life partner and about the old ideas of femininity that it needed to be cleared out. I think that really resonated with me, because I felt like for many years I felt like something was out of my control as far as relationships with women, and it was like I seemed to be meeting like the same archetype again and again, especially in one particular very ritualistically religious individual that I didn't part on good terms with, and it was it was just very hard. And I thank you for your insight. I just knew that there was something also deeper with that I needed from like a mother figure to fill the void that my own mother wasn't able to do so well with me. Yeah, I hope that all makes sense.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for being willing to come up and ask and let us support you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
Well, yeah, let's see. So we've got one more question we'll be answering tonight from Cynthia. And before we do that, I know some of the practitioners may have to go right within just a few minutes. So if we have time, they can stay and answer the question first. But I want to give them a chance to reintroduce themselves and tell you all who they are, and anyone watching the video later, so they can reach out to them and find them. And I'll put their information in the chat again too. Maybe I'll put all of ours in the chat. Let's see. So I know Dana, and then anyone else that's going to have to go very quickly, because we've got one more question. Go ahead, tell us again about who you are, what you do, what your special is, how people can reach you, and all those kinds of things.
Thank you. I actually was just hearing to stay for whatever reason, so I will stay for the last question.
Okay, great. Are any practitioners, anyone else have to dash soon before we have a chance to finish? Or maybe everyone's here for the last question. Okay, great. All right, well, let's see. So Cynthia, you are next. And and I put information in the chat too before that of upcoming panels. Those of you that want to ask questions, We do have more events coming up. We have a, if you're looking at growing an intuitive business, we have business questions. We have one of those drop-in events coming up on Saturday. Next week, is that next week? Next week, Friday, we have Healing Your Inner Child, focusing on healing our teenager. Saturday, June 24, we have Mindfulness and Meditation to reach higher spiritual planes. And, you know, we can answer questions on anything for all these panels. Another panel on growing business. We've got online fair coming up on July 15. We've got lots of different things. All right, Cynthia, do you want to turn on your video and come on up here?
I think I'm okay.
All right, you can ask from there. Go ahead. What is your question?
Thank you, everybody, for staying. I just wanted life direction.
Do you want to say any more? Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to say any more, but I want to give people like more of a sense of your energy, so they can connect in with your energy.
I think just around like career and just life direction in general. I think that's all I have.
Okay. I love your laughing and the energy in your laughing, and I notice as you're asking the question, your energy feels sort of like tired or heavy, or yes, there's something about that. Just you even asking about it and how you feel about how things are right now. All right, well, let's see. Dana is ready, so go ahead, Dana. Get the timer out.
Yeah. And so what I was picking up with this question, the first image that I got is this flower that has kind of like really lots of different petals that are all kind of close into the center. And then I saw this other type of flower that like shoots straight up, and I don't know the name of it, but it's very much like it has this kind of maybe more of a masculine energy in a way, like just very directional, like up towards the sun. And so when I asked about these images, the first one is kind of showing like where energetically you're at right now in this question of where to go in my life and direction. And there's this feeling of like, yeah, like I could do this, I could do that, I could do that, I could do this. I don't really know, like I've done that, I've done this, I've done that, kind of all those petals. And what's wanting to happen for you is a shift in your energy of having like a one-pointed focus. And I see the arrow that just kind of pierces through. And even if you don't know what that is, I'm hearing the guides are asking you to open up to your, to be willing to see yourself in an empowered way that goes after your dreams. And so to spend some time getting curious in the ways that you connect with, get curious and use the state of relaxation to support kind of that inquiry of what do I feel really passionate about, and be open, because it might be something that has been around that you just haven't quite identified yet as like, oh wow, it's that direction. And so I'm seeing you kind of sitting by the edge of a creek and just being in nature and feeling the sun on you and tuning into what is feeling good and supportive and nourishing, and to open up that inquiry. And I don't know where I'm at with time because I was having my eyes closed.
You got about 15 more seconds. Go ahead if you want to say another thing or two.
It goes fast. So any last words to close out here? There is an energy of like a warrior in you, and there's a little bit of a fear of that. So just become maybe curious of what that might be here to show you.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dana. We've got Devlight and then Tammy. Go ahead, Devlight.
I generally feel that you are like a high priestess, or you're carrying that beautiful energy. You generally are like a kind person who loves to be of service. So anything related to service or helping others will be part of your life, or it's part of your energy. Remember that everyone has value. Even the lessons from the past, they all has a value. They all pass through for a purpose. So that will become your wisdom. You acknowledge that your fear can be replaced with inside of awareness. So sometimes we're afraid or we don't know where to go, how to go, what direction, but we also have a blessing when we're in that place, because then we're open to the totality of possibilities. Sometimes it's okay when we don't know, because we can ask, and this ties perfectly with this topic of the theme of asking your angels. You can ask the divine, what's my soul purpose? How can I be aligned to my soul purpose? Just keep asking, and then it's going to become like synchronicity. There is a prayer that I love so much. That has helped in my life a lot. It's called, dear God, Buddha, whatever you believe, divine creator, please, thank you for my life. Thank you for my spirit. Thank you for whatever you say to your gratitude list, and say, please remove anything or everyone or any energy who's not meant to be in my life, who's not meant to be in my path, and give me the wisdom to know that it's happening for my highest good, while you bring the blessed resources, the good resources. This is a prayer that you basically surrender into what the universe is meant for you. So then you know the synchronicity, that the career opportunities are open. Synchronicities about a specific job or meeting someone, it's meant for you. And if people leave your life or things don't happen the way that you wish they happen, you know already, oh wait, I asked for it. I asked to remove anything that's not for my highest good anymore, remove anything that's not meant to be in my path. So that will give you a little bit of balance. You are definitely in a time where you are, you're meant to be the leader of a project. You're meant to do something like that will lead you to a soul fulfillment. But you have to ask the universe and it will bring it to you. Thank you.
Great, thank you. We've got Tammy and then Audrey.
Hi, Cynthia. All right, so I got to take courageous steps, one step at a time, and ask, what is my next best step? Choice after choice after choice, and step into your joy. To allow, or to ask, excuse me, become aware. Make sure you're aware of your potentials, or just become aware of the things around you, become aware of the possible directions, and open up to more possibilities. And I'm seeing you standing and then turning around in a circle and seeing, like possibility after possibility after possibility, and to make just one choice, one step at a time. And you can ask, however, you can just ask and like do some automatic writing, what is my next best step? Or you can use like oracle cards or something like that, and then journal on the card that you pick, what is my next best step? And so I also got, I wrote down, do you meditate?
Yes.
Do you do any meditation? Okay, cool. So to consider asking during your meditation status, or change it up in some way. It feels stagnant is the word that comes up. So it feels like you need to change up that practice a little bit. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great, thanks, Tammy. All right, we've got Audrey and then Lynn and Lauren.
Thank you. Okay, Cynthia, hi. So the spirit energy that I'm getting for you today is like a young male energy. He's up and down and going here, going there, and he says, "Oh, that's how you are." And so he's showing me a very hyperactive kind of going energy. And he says that that's because he's matching your energy because of your life's agenda, or that you got lots of things to do. You see many things of interest, or that you're pursuing people with their interests. And so that's the shining object, and you like to follow the shining object. And there is a saying that it's not the end of the tunnel, it's more like the journey that really matters. And so there is a lot of your life right now. I'm not seeing exactly like, oh, I shouldn't have done that, I was wrong. because I feel that you really do get some kind of inspiration, spontaneity, or new interest from, from the going around. So perhaps that is the period, that is what you're going through right now in your life. And if you say, oh, I must find a direction, I must settle down somewhere. What I'm seeing here is that you're, or the spirit guide is telling me that, yeah, keep going, because he is not in a hurry to settle down. And he is not saying, oh, please, I made a bed for you, please come lay down. So the current energy is continuing in this going and pursuing and beacon, or let me chase after that. That is the agenda for right now. But eventually you probably get a job, or that you will decide, oh, I like that career, so let me follow that. But at this point in time, I think, of course, you when you ask a question, it is very wide open out there, right? So you're not really critical about where am I going. So I think it has a lot to do with your self-projection as well. So, best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Audrey. Lynn and Lauren are next.
Okay. Very good, very good, very good. Yes, being in quiet is something that will be valuable for you at this time. And quiet means below the thoughts as well. So allowing that space and time. Yes, just like that, just like that. And then it will be clearer to you. As you be in that silence, then the direction will be clearer, the next step, as was being discussed. It is not something that you need to rush into. Allowing the time and recognize that it is okay to be quiet and allow that path to unfold, and know that it will unfold in the most amazing way. Yes, the most amazing way. Most amazing way. All right, so that is what we say, quiet. And know that you are loved, know that you are loved, know that you are loved.
Thank you.
All right, we've got Brooke has something to share.
Cynthia, I just have such a clear vision of going east, and they are showing me you being at the Atlantic Ocean. Where do you live?
I'm currently in Los Angeles.
far from the East Coast. But I see you there, seeing the sun, watching the sunrise, and going into the water. And when others have talked about sitting by the water, that feels very important. I'm also being shown a medicine wheel, and if you have not had teachings and learnings around the medicine wheel, I think perhaps there's some utility there for you, and perhaps you might make a medicine wheel in your home or outside your home and spending time sitting in the East space, which is the space of new beginnings. It is the space of the sunrise. It is the space of birth and rebirth and of the butterfly emerging from the cocoon anew. And doing some meditation with this East space. So maybe it isn't exactly going to the East Coast, although that sounds fun. You know, maybe it is also sitting and being in that East space of anew.
Thank you.
I want to come back thinking about the energy of when you first shared, when you first asked. Your energy feels somewhat lifted. I almost, gosh, is the word here? I almost feel like someone from when you were a teenager didn't give you something that you believe that you deserved. And like, did someone say the word grudge already? Like you're carrying this grudge from when you were a teenager? That the...
Yeah, my stepdad.
Yeah, and so there's like, will the universe give you this interesting thing? Will they give you something to do that's really worthy of you? Like, it's this like, it's like you have a chip on your shoulder believing that the universe isn't going to give it to you. And that's getting in the way of like it showing up and you being able to see it. So I almost want you to like take the chip, take the like, it's big heavy wood that you're carrying on your shoulder and just throw it down of like, I'm done with this, you know, and really get done with carrying this thing that you've been carrying around. It doesn't mean to not be angry. It doesn't mean to not feel the things that are here and to stop like punishing yourself and sacrificing yourself for it and getting caught in the battle with someone that just couldn't show up for you.
Thank you.
And yeah, Tammy's got a little bit more to share. Yeah, any practitioners have any bit more, go ahead.
To add on to what Lorelei was saying, just to maybe a practice that you could maybe try is the Ho'oponopono. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you, thank you. And then also, I don't know if there's a name for it or not, but I do that. And then I also do, I forgive you, I forgive you, I forgive you, I forgive you, I forgive you. And then you can either just see that one person standing in front of you and keep saying it until you are guided to stop, or you could sometimes other faces will pop in for both practices.
Thank you.
And I want to use whatever works. Please use whatever works. And it might be combinations of all kinds of different things. My pathway to healing seems to be through anger and healthy anger. So for me, I'm a believer in anger before forgiveness. And so for me, it's like a dragon, you know, like a fire-breathing lion. Like I want you to just, and to not be holding it in and caught in the fight. And, but the fire also to be, I'm not going to waste any more of my life on this with you, so that you can really put it down. And after you do that, there might be a heartfulness and a compassion and a knowing that that person did their best, even though it was really bad.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah, breathe fire first. And Dove Light's got some more.
Just a little bit going along what Lorelei said, because when I was doing ancestral healing of something that I generally wanted to forgive, and consciously I say I want to forgive because I know it's not hurting the other person, it's really hurting me. Forgiveness will not even get close to me. It will get away from me, because before forgiveness was hurt. And what my inner child, what genuinely wanted, is to acknowledge I was hurt. I need a witness. I needed to say it. And sometimes we also can have these mixed feelings of feeling guilt. Why would you want to feel that against your mom or your dad or all the sacrifice that people did for you? But the truth is, we are humans. Children are humans. We got feelings. it's not that we're playing victim conscious. Sometimes we just need the safe space to feel. The emotional body runs in a different vibration than mental, and the physical and the spiritual. We're together as a oneness, but they need their own space, their own way to express it. So if you have so many tools, so many information at this moment, but I think one of the most important gifts you can give to yourself is allow a safe space to feel and to just express yourself with no judgment. So this is actually very healthy. So the next time we don't get triggered and we explode in somebody's face, because we all have the potential to do so. But if we work on ourselves in a safe time, in a good way, we clear a space for a clearer future, for a better path. Not better as in better or worse, but more healthier as a path that resonates with you. Definitely so. And it's a lifelong process. We are perfect in our imperfection. So thank you for your time.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, anyone have anything else to share? Share with Cynthia before we finish. All right, great. Thank you, Cynthia.
Thank you, everyone. Beautiful word. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Have a
thank you
lovely
so much,
night.
everyone on the panel. So we're going to have the practitioners go through again and share who they are, what they do, how you can reach them, what their specials are. I'll be putting it in the chat again as well. And just a reminder of all our upcoming events. I mentioned earlier, we've got Start and Grow Your Intuitive Business. I do that with Lisa coming up on Saturday. Next week, Friday, Healing Your Inner Child, our teenager. Saturday after that, mindfulness and meditation to reach higher spiritual planes. And then the Monday after that, Start and Grow Your Conscious Business, a panel. And then we have the so many different other events. We have a little bit later online schedule during the summer. I've kind of spaced some things out a little bit. We have 2 more practice circles coming up. The next online fair is July 15. And then the next in-person events we're going to be doing in Washington and Oregon. We're going to be in Anacortes, Washington, which is about an hour and a half north of Seattle, July 8 and 9. We'll be in Bellevue, July 29, 30. And actually the 28th, we're officially, we started in Portland and Linwood just this last month. We're going to be having events on Friday in addition to the Saturday, Sunday. And by the fall, we're going to start having the fairs open for a few hours on Friday for those practitioners and vendors that want that. And then August 5, I am so grateful to be able to run a fair out in Yachats, Oregon. It's beautiful, beautiful space on the Oregon coast. Yeah, and then we're going to be on Ocean Shores here in Washington. Oh yeah, lots going on later in August. All right, so practitioners, maybe let's go in the order that we went in before. We'll have, or maybe let's reverse the order. So let's see how that would be. I think it's, I think Lynn and Lauren first, and then Dana, and then walk myself backwards. I think it's Audrey, and then Dovelight, and then Brooke, and then Tammy. So go ahead, Lynn and Lauren, tell us again who you are and what you do and how people can reach out to you and your special. Let's get you unmuted. I think you're muted.
There we go. Sorry about that. So yes, I'm Lynn Larkin and I channel Lauren. And along with the channeling, I also do light language and energetic healing of different sorts. And I have, sorry, I'm a bit spacey, but I have a special is I'm going to do a Solstice Zoom group channeling, and that'll be by donation. And you can email me at transformationalchanneling@gmail.com. Or you can also go to my website. It's transformationalchanneling.com. And the other special I had is $25 for 15 minutes, which it would be a channeled session where I'd either answer a question or could do have it be more energetic healing around any specific intention. Okay,
Great.
and it was lovely being here with all of you, so thank you.
And thanks so much. It's been lovely having you here. Thanks for jumping in for I think it's your first panel with us. Great.
Yeah.
All right, and Dana is next. Dana's first panel with us too. It's been wonderful.
Yes, I really enjoyed this, and thank you everyone for your questions and your presence. And so my name is Dana Hirsch, and I am intuitive and a teacher and healer. and I work with folks one-on-one in readings and energy sessions. And I also have different workshops and courses happening. The best way you can find out about me is to sign up for my newsletter. And you can find me on Instagram, dana.intuitive, and also go to my website, www.danahirsch.com. If you are in the Columbia Gorge area, I will be doing an in-person intuition building workshop and sound bath in White Salmon at a beautiful location on July 2nd. So you can also find that in my events section on my page. And my event special offering is $96 for an hour reading, which is 40% off. And I also want to extend that to a half hour if you're looking for something shorter or more accessible. So that 40% off will work for the half hour as well. Thank you, everybody.
Great. And I'm just going to mention Dana Hirsch is spelled DANAHERSH.com.
Correct. No C. Thanks.
All right, great. And so then Audrey is next.
Thank you. This has been a lovely evening. So my name is Audrey Lee, and I love to connect with the spirit guides or anybody, maybe your coworkers, your boss, your boyfriend, or anybody. So I believe that communication is really the lubricant between all of us. A lot of people, they're upset with their people for no good reason, and they're totally misunderstood. So, basically I'm like the Dish Network, the little satellite on top of our roof. I'm the one to help you communicate. So I would love to talk to you some more. My name is Audrey Lee. So my website is Audrey Lee Metaphysics. And I have a meetup that is every week, Monday or Friday, every week, Monday or Friday. So I look forward to meeting some of you. Let's connect over there. Thank you so much. Have a good evening.
Great. Been lovely having you back. And that's Audrey Lee, AudreyLee, metaphysics.com. And next we've got Dove Light.
Aquí estoy. My honor and blessings to the great divine, to the angels, the archangels, the power animal, the spirits of the plant, the spirits of our teachers, known and unknown, seen and unseen, tangible and intangible, ancestors of blood, bone, spirits, ancestors of the stars, divine Mother Earth, divine oneness. Thank you all. Thank you all. I will not be able to do this work without your love, your support, your healing, your blessings. May I be of service. May I be of tool. I'm very grateful and honored to be in your presence. I'm just a regular person like everybody else, but as a regular person, I also have a divine connection, just like everybody else. And through that divine connection, I love doing readings. Woohoo! I love doing readings, but my readings are not just any readings. My are soul frequency readings. Thank you, angels. They're the ones who taught me that. And please, use the code ANGEL, 44% discount for any type of reading. And based on the reading, we also might do a session that you might need to clear or you might need for your path. We can see that in the readings. We got past life regression, ancestral healing, soul retrieval. We are clearing the course, boggle extractions, you name it, but everything involves the angels. So they're the best. Thank you, angels. And yes, you can find me at dovelightoracle.com. And yeah. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Dove Light. Brooke.
Blessings, just humbled by this amazing group of practitioners and the energy from all the audience members this evening. It's been a very beautiful session tonight. And so I am Brooke Bucci. My business is called Journey with Brooke, and you can find that at journeywithbrooke.com. And I am a multidimensional energy healer. I do my work through shamanic healing. And that in and of itself is sessions I provide. I also provide sacred womb healing sessions, emotion code sessions, and I also work with those that are wanting to conceive or pregnant and preparing for birth and postpartum, and energetic and spiritual support for them. And I am a channel for the Love of the Divine Mother collective to bring balance between the divine feminine and divine masculine back onto this planet. And so those that have desire to work within that energetic space, I offer that. The last thing I didn't mention tonight is that I have a colleague and I, Angie McAllister, have a mini retreat coming up August 12th and 13th called Healing to Manifest, healing inner child wounding, separation wounding, and moving into a space to manifest what you'd like. My special for tonight is $99 for a 75-minute session. That's 40% off my normal cost. And I also have a free 30-minute consult session as well on my website, journeywithbrooke.com. Have a great evening, everyone.
Great. And for those of you that aren't seeing it right in front of Brooke, Brooke is spelled with an E. So journey with BROOKE.com. And next we've got Tammy.
Thanks so much, everyone. It's been wonderful being here with everyone. I just have enjoyed it and appreciate it. So thank you very much. I am Tammy Joyful. I'm Empowered Living. And I do, sessions regarding spiritual guidance, mediumship, animal communication. I do energy clearing sessions. And you can find me at tammyjoyful.com. I am Tammy Joyful on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Meetup. My email is tammyjoyfulguidance@gmail.com. My special offer tonight is $40 for a 30-minute session, which is 40% off. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Thanks so much, Tammy. And I'm Lorelei Shamayo. I'm an intuitive eye reader, body psychology coach, and matchmaker. I read your eyes, read your body, read your soul and your state. And I answer questions about your purpose, your pathway, how you can be in alignment with your purpose on your path as you step forward. You can find out more about me at intuitiveeyereading.com, matchmakingsoulmates.com, and a bunch of my events are posted in the chat, my contact info. You can schedule time to meet with me at schedulelorelei.com. That's schedule, LAURELI.com. And I do a free 20-minute session, complimentary session, so you get a sense of what it's like working with me. You get a sample. And yeah, and you're welcome to come to one of my dating, coaching, and matchmaking events for free. So even if it's not your first time, if you're here and you talk about being here in the panel, you're welcome to do that. All right, great. Well, I've also put in the chat, and I'll put it in the chat again. If you'd like to enter into a drawing for a free 30-minute session with one of us of your choice, please go ahead and fill that out. I put it in the chat several times during the event, so hopefully some other people have done that too. And thank you everyone for being here and everyone helping create a panel. We do this as all the practitioners and all of the people that attend and hold space and ask questions. So thank you everyone so much. I know we've gone really late. Practitioners, if you're able to stay for just a few minutes, we can check in with each other and turn off the recording. You can find out more about all of our events at mewefairs.com, MEWEFAIRS.com.